recording. All right, it's
Oh,
saying
and it pops up. Cool.
all right, yep.
All right.
It's saying
Hey, this
recording.
is DB Fisker guy, bringing you guys. This is subconscious changing seminar that has a lot to do with protecting your subconscious mind, changing it, going within with it, and protecting your energy, you know. And we have our guest, Universal Frequency. Okay,
Hey,
Universal Frequency.
peace,
Yeah.
y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know now is the vibrate. I ain't gonna do the whole thing, but y'all know not too far in the future, not too far in the past. Right now, I'm grateful to be here with Mr. E.G. Like, and again, man, give thanks for you allowing for me to be here, my brother.
Listen, I really appreciate you being here, man, because I've been really I've been always into your work. You know, your work has a lot to do with my growth. You know what I'm saying? It helped me go within. It helped me put pieces together. You know what I'm saying? And like, what's crazy is we're talking about protection and crystals. Like, I watched one of your videos and you talked about selenite and rose quartz, right? And I always had that, but I mixed it up, right?
All right.
And I know people, they can't even come by me with no type of nastiness. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate that because it's like, it's real powerful. It's real powerful at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And that just goes to show it's powerful out here.
Man, look,
you know what I mean?
I always say, bro, like a lot of times too, like where I would just be tapping in, working with the crystals and just picking up on the different vibes after I work with them, seeing like, all right, how was my experience, you know, after that. And yeah, rose quartz and selenite definitely like brings in a little strong comfort, you know, and selenite happens to transmute negativity without really needing clearing, which in most cases I clear all my crystals just, you know, just to, when I'm doing them all, it's like, all right, you go along too. But selenite also could charge other crystals, or should I say cleanse other crystals, like you could put your other crystals on top of it. So yeah, it's a dope combination for picking up the vibration. And
yeah, definitely.
The rose quartz though, for me, is where it really helps, because again, it always allows for you to understand, like, all right, unconditional love, like whatever is coming at you, that person, place, or thing is dealing with something, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of keeps you in that space, you know. But
yeah, most definitely. I love it.
Y'all excuse me, because sometimes I go to running my mouth a little too much, man. Y'all excuse me.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But I really want to get into like some people may not know how things are crafted within our within everything. Like, how do we get, like, what is the essence of our beginning, you know? Like, how does this start? So like when we first are getting born, we have this recorder, you know, we get this tape recorder that pretty much records all our experiences. And depending on what we get, whatever impresses that recording, that stream, that vinyl the most will stick upon it, okay?
Right.
And that we have a conscious mind. Our conscious mind has, I'll say, positive and negative receptors. It's very loose when you're a young child. It's really not structured to be protected. So your subconscious is wide open, okay? Right. So as a child, you never know what you're going to get into, but you do know in the spirit realm, but you forget. You forget when you come down here.
All right, so amnesia, right?
Yeah, straight up, you know what I mean? But that's no choice, you know? That was a choice. And it's like, we get thrown in these occurrences where we're with our family members. Occurrences happen, things happen. We achieve, and we're kind of stuck with what we got, in a sense, what sometimes people believe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's really the case is, anything your subconscious mind can be changed, even if it's stuck as a little child, because your conscious mind, no matter what, it has positive receptors to I'll say, in a sense, positive to accept, and then negative to kind of like push out, in a sense, you know? And
right.
It's like taking in what you need to take in so you can impress your subconscious mind. It has to be strong enough, you know? A lot of the times, if we don't get our full attention and have a symbol to let our subconscious know we want to change, or like trauma. like trauma will really impress the subconscious mind, you know,
Right,
events
right.
on your rocker, you know, like if it takes that, you could impress it and go to either what that takes you into or transmute that energy into something new, you
Right,
know.
right,
So it's a beautiful situation, but it can look double-edged if you
right.
perceive it, you know, if you perceive it. But at the end of the day, there's so many interesting ways to change it. And we're going to dive in deep, but can you elaborate? Because I really feel like, you know,
What
it's
I,
definitely
for
going to be
for the
elaborate.
most part, bro, I mean that you said it all, you know, again, like with the subconscious aspect and when you say like the conscious mind being like the guard dogs to the door in the sense of like, you know, the subconscious is wide open as we're little children, and again, due to coming down as souls, and then as we, you know, become more aware, we're able to know to put those guard dogs or that conscious mind, you know, as protectors over the subconscious. And
Right.
you know, what a lot of programming does is it takes a little bone and wave it at our conscious mind and say, here boy, and, you know,
Right.
and go chase that. And then the door to the subconscious is wide open. But just bringing it to the subconscious in general, bro, like I do see that as like, you know, it's like the blank canvas of the universe. It's like, you know, as above so below, as within so without, you know what I'm saying? It's like that blank canvas of the universe, that no thing aspect that allows for everything to, you know, be imagined or, you know, exist in the dream realm, you know, in this physical dream realm and the high existence of dream realms, you know, because
Right.
even looking at you know, I was just thinking about the crystal process and how it comes from magma, and magma is just molten rock, you know, no crystal or nothing has no identity in the magma, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
then it rises up, you know what I'm saying, and have different growth levels through his experience. And then eventually some of them do go back, you know, well, over time, you know, over time going back into that magma in essence. But in the sense of, again, I almost caught myself back in the subconscious aspect, you know, again, it's this playground in essence, you know what I'm saying, for us to express ourselves in so many words, you know what I'm saying, as souls, you know, it's like again, even seeing where the subconscious is what allows for us to be interconnected on some levels. Because I think about like, well, again, I might have a certain dream and then you have the same type of dream, or, you know, like we have these different connections, or even to the aspect of tapping in with each other in the dream realm, you know what I'm saying, and connecting with somebody in the dream realm and having those messages. So, you know, again, bro, I I digress from there because I know how I go to trying to overtalk it, but you know.
Yeah. No, you hit it on them. You got it right. Now, the thing is with the subconscious mind, it's like it takes growth, an everyday process of growth to change it, and you have to be aware of your beingness, and that it takes observation. And now it's going to be hard,
Mhm.
especially when you think a lot. Now that for me, on a like from my experience, I used to think thinking was normal, and
Right.
I have to take that programming out to be like thinking low key not normal, because the thinking was worry, the thinking was anxiety. I'm low key thinking not bad about people, but I'm
But
not. It's not the best interest, you
right, right,
know.
right.
And like, it's like this is all formulating into my world because I'm impressing it and I'm impressing it and I'm
Mhm.
impressing it. Like your thoughts are energy, so like you really have to sit back and observe your thoughts because you're making the reality with it. You know,
Right,
and people
right,
don't even know it. That worrying is making you have lack. You know, that hate is making you have confrontation. You know,
right,
that love is making you have love. Let's go, you know, it could go
right.
either way. Like it just depends on like where you take it. You know what I mean? But to know that you have that power is good, and to know that you have that awareness and to have things in your face every day to let you know you have that power, you
The
know, and that's what
the
we're going to get into, you know, straight
the
up.
the awareness is like the gift. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Cause for me, it's like, you know, I done watch myself fall into subconscious loops that's like, all right, dang, this is an old loop. but because I'm aware, it's like the awareness allows for you to constantly be able to have the potential to, you know, become more and
Yeah,
more aware and to, you know, create new cycles in essence. So I always give
yeah,
thanks for my awareness, because I feel like that's the true abundance, is being able to always, you know, have the ability to be aware, you know, because that's where the growth is allowed, you know, in essence. So most
yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah, yeah. It opens you up to the other possibilities rather than just, you know,
Right.
you don't give a fuck. You just try to, you know what I mean? Like back to this, back to that, back to this, back to that, back to
Right.
this. You know what I mean?
Bruh,
And it get like that.
I get exactly what you mean, bro. Because again,
Yeah,
the for myself, you know, working on the, like, implementing more visualizations, and also like subconsciously changing around things, like as far as like even things with health, is like with meditation, it's like realizing, all right, it's more than one way to meditate, you know, and getting into the practice of doing it these different ways, like you say, and seeing like where it's just the repetition. Like I become aware too, is like, even if you feel like, all right, I've done this or I done did this work, again, being aware that if our reality reflects a certain energy, then it's still, and you feel like, all right, I should know better, or this reality shouldn't look like this, in that sense of it, then yeah, then you need to be constantly, you know, in that place of, you know, reprogramming, deprogramming and reprogramming, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, yeah, and have that work and that expectation because it align. It is truthfully aligned. You
right.
know, and like I feel like this. It's kind of like the drink. And I'm gonna say I'm a drinker, but I'm not a drinker. But it's like me 7. I'm a drinker, right? And I want
Mhm.
to change, but I keep drinking. You gotta be open to change. Don't want to drink, but like keep doing things that can uplift you from that. Go beyond it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you do that. You
Yeah,
have to go to a higher truth. I always say that you got to be devoted to your truths and your
right.
strengths. And those are the things that are, you know, the things that will actually catapult you to a higher, you know, angle of light, this positivity uplifting you, you know, pushing you up towards a greater truth, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yes, sir.
you know it.
And even on some percentage vibes, it's like just making sure you're up in the percentage of how much you're focusing on the, you know, again, that love, that peace, that inner harmony, you know, like up in that position, that percentage of how much you focus on it in every moment, you know, constantly, again, and it progresses itself. Like you basically, like what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? Like if you are a drinker or whatever, well, just make sure that you spend most of your time focusing on the, you know, the other aspects that bring you well-being, just as much as you're focusing on drinking, and let that kind of, like I say, you want more than that 50-50, you know, you want to work to a place where it's constantly growing. And again, everybody on different levels of the growth, but just in the, you know, the true real essence of it, you know, it's like
Yeah, yeah,
seeing
yeah.
it's a percentage level for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And I definitely see it. And I like how you said percentage level because it's like to be loving one moment to one and not express the love to the next, but it's like, damn, you can't do that. It
Right,
sucks.
right,
Sometimes
right,
you
right, right.
gotta put it on point. You know, it's weird and awkward to have your heart tracker open for everything. This here, but that's the truth of it all. If you know what I mean, to have your percentage up, like you just can't be loving this moment and
Then
cut
yeah,
it off. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. Nah, that's what it is. And again, explaining more so from the perspective of, like you say, with that, with the drinker, is like, you know, if you are still dealing with certain aspects, it's like making sure you keep on working on, because yeah, it definitely doesn't feel good. I done experienced it, and it's like, all right, where the fuck this come from? It's like I done did all
Yeah,
this work, and now I'm feeling like, you know, again, like you say, those thoughts popping up or something like that. And it's like,
yeah,
and that's what, and I feel like that's also like, again, like that push, like that pressure to make a diamond as well. Cause, knowing truly, like, you don't want to live like this, you don't want to, you know,
yeah. It puts you out of your comfort zone to the point where you don't give a fudge. You're like, I'm gonna do it even if I feel like this because I gotta change. You know what's good for you? When you know what's good for you and you're kind of iffy, that's a good feeling. That's one of the best feelings because you're actually doing something that's making your ego kind of shiver, or that old
Yes,
self shiver. You know what I'm saying? But your
bro.
spirit is saying, give it here, you know?
That's real talk,
Because
bro.
that's
That's
why you're
real
doing it
talk.
in the first place. You know, that's why you're doing it in the first place, because your spirit already knows this is right. And when you're feeling that, I don't want to do this, that's your mind, that's your old self saying no. But that first feeling
Right.
is the best feeling. You have to go with it. And I figured that out. When my feelings tell me to express it, do it. But your mind say no, your mind is saying no because he's scared. He's
Right,
scared
right.
he doesn't really know what's going on because this is new. You know?
The first, that's why, yeah, the first thought or the first urge is usually, you know what I'm saying, like, and again, it's like a little inner moving, you know what I'm saying, that lets us know first. And
Yeah.
then comes the logic of trying to like, oh, but what about this? And you know what I'm saying? Like coming trying to chop it up. And the logic in essence is that unhealthy ego that's scared of the, you know, the unknowing, you know what I'm saying, and the newness of the situation.
Yeah. And
Definitely.
and what I'm getting from this, from this is all a part of the subconscious, which I love. It's like it's crazy how the universe put a wall up and he threw all these esoteric truths and he's like, never leaving out of this room until everybody speaks on this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. It's low-key
Right.
like that.
Nah, that's real,
It's
bro.
sort of God.
Like honestly, look,
Yeah.
because
And it's
again,
like,
like the conscious being the dark and the subconscious being the dark and the conscious being like a flashlight, and it's like, all right, until we flash a conscious awareness of all this that's going on in this subconscious, you know, that's what it is, you know.
yeah,
And like you say,
straight
like,
up. Just shining a light on it. Yeah. But like I noticed me working with these uncomfortable feelings with my heart, EFT tapping. You ever heard of EFT?
I I I heard it. I felt like I heard that word before. What it is or what it stands for?
It's a technique where you tap on these parts of your body. It's like you tap in these affirmations. So I could be like, I'm so happy and grateful, I'm strong in my truth. I'm
All
so
right.
happy and grateful, I'm strong in my truth. And you're tapping the energy and you're affirming and you're focused. And it low key enhances the affirmation 10 times because you're conscious, you know what you're doing, your subconscious is right there. He knows you're giving it the slip. And if you do it in front of a mirror
Mhm.
and you start and like you have like a list of affirmations and you do it from your side, the side of your head, right in the middle of your head,
Mhm.
upper lip, lower lip, you know what I'm saying? And you're tapping in this energy and I notice it's much different. It's like I'm Superman. You know, and I like to do it before I smoke because I want to feel that energy. You know what I'm saying? I want to
Right,
breathe
right,
before I can get out here and accomplish shit because I feel it. And it low key changed me to the point where I opened up my bathroom cabinet and I have it right there and I put it down there and I do it because I noticed it boosts me up. You know, it's so crazy how powerful it is. It's like
so
tear dropping in a sense. Like, what the
so
hell?
so I heard of it before, and somebody actually taught me how to do it because I would do it like all I knew though. I was just doing it right here. So I say an affirmation and just be tapping
Okay.
on my first eye. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm somewhat familiar. I'm somewhat familiar,
Yeah.
bro.
It's really powerful and profound because like it's honestly shadow work because sometimes I have to tap in things I feel that kind of nasty and I can get it out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have to, it gets to a point where I get intermingled with deep loving relationships and I have to kind of like tap out because it's so deep and dense and
Right, right, right,
unprogramming stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like that. And I have to tap it out and it makes it more comfortable because
right,
like I'm focusing on it rather than running away from it. You know what I mean? And
right,
I'm
right,
able to
right,
just really tap it out. And I really want people to, if they ever have chances where they really feel scared, you have to please take this in mind. Just tap it out because it's good to change for your highest good rather than stay something that can get you dense to the point where you have to transcend. And if you want to come back, do it. It's like get everything done while you're here at this moment. So it's
right.
like this is a good method. Now you can look up Brad Yates. If anybody don't know Brad Yates, he's a EFT technician. He taught me And I used to watch his videos and stuff, but like low key,
Right.
like he taught me it. But I noticed it's even better when you have your own affirmations because you can script it how you want it. Because he kind of made me tap in things he wanted out of me.
Right.
You know what
Right,
I'm
right,
saying?
right.
But it still resonated. But at the end of the day, I can script exactly what I want and tap it in. And I never put it together like that. But it's like, it's way more powerful because I went out here today doing it. And I was attracting so many loving people.
Mm-hmm.
And it was from my divine truth. And I said I was focused and devoted on my strengths and truths. And as you know, I'm just attracting these loving people that can really benefit, like growing with, you know, and it was beautiful and profound.
Right,
and it's
right.
like, if it wasn't for me tapping in and really feeling strong, I probably wouldn't have felt the courage or have that type of strength to change. So it's like always good to have ways to let yourself know I'm strong, let yourself know I'm that person that I'm becoming, you know,
Right.
and it's really good to affirm it powerfully because you have to be a higher truth. You don't understand how much stuff's coming at us. So you have to be purposeful in your truth.
Right.
Pray if you gotta pray. Be on your stuff because we got a lot of stuff coming at us, people. We do. But you're powerful when you have purpose. You're protected when you have purpose. And that purpose makes you change because like we have to change. So it has a lot to do with change, you know, straight up.
Bro, and as you say that, that's something I've been implementing as well, is like being more like, not say assertive in essence, but yeah, being more strong about affirmations. I do have some that I recorded on my phone, and even how I recorded them, like I make sure I say them with like a certain level of strength, you know what I'm saying, to it, instead of like just that, you know, easy.
Monotone.
It's like, nah, you know, it's like, nah, I put a little strength on that shit, you know what I'm saying, for sure.
Yeah, put a little.
But, yeah,
put
yeah,
your
right.
energy in it.
The little muscle emoji on that bitch.
Yeah. Because I notice everything's energy. So when you put more momentum, it's coming back. When you're letting yourself know you're giving yourself that power. If you just, what was that? You know what I mean? But when you give it that mancho, you finna get that elbow.
Right.
Elbow, God.
Right.
That's kind of how it is, though. Like, you gotta put strength in it because, like, that's like when you in your habits, you put strength in your habits. You go hard for your habits. You go hard for your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's put it like this. Like, if you love smoking cigarettes, right? I mean, I low key, I'm not gonna say you're focused on smoking them a lot. You're like, damn, I can't stop. But notice how you can transmute the energy of what you're doing. Forget the cigarette, but that momentum, you can shift that momentum with something else. Forget the cigarette, you know, like the momentum. So like, remember that you're not that. You're actually that momentum. You're actually that energy that's manifesting this occurrence. You know, so you can really be aware and do something else because that's what you gotta do is be aware. You know, be aware. And that's the key.
One of the things I do before smoking sometimes is like get into a loud, like joyful, like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Because I know sometimes it could, you know, allow for me to get in a quiet space and kind of block up the throat chakra. So it's like, all right, I'd be like, like start singing, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, but just like something to keep it moving, you know what I'm saying? And not allow for it to stagnate. And again, like having that intention before tapping into it is, you know, real.
And I have to give you appreciation because I think you told me this 2 years ago on your video. And I never knew that this was like a year ago, but I never knew it closes your throat chakra, but I used to never talk. And I didn't want to believe it because I didn't want to change. You know what I'm saying? But you told me the truth, bro. In one of your videos, you're like, when you said it, it's like I'm saying to Sean, like the angels wanted me to know that. And it makes me shy. It does. It makes me super shy. The guys do. Because I'm so me, and it makes me hypersensitive of them because I can feel them. It's weird. Like off the gas, I can still feel people, you know? Even if I'm airy, I'm more psychic when I'm smoking. You know what I'm saying? Because it's spiritual. So it's like I'm very hypersensitive and I'm very like, ooh, no. Or very awkward. But if it's resonating, it's amazing. But you get a mix of everybody. So I don't want to feel you, but I'm smoking. I'm going to feel you anyway. So you know what I'm saying? So you got to be aware, not being on their level unconsciously. So it's always good. Another thing, smoking weed is a good way to change your subconscious mind. I swear to God it is. Because like, you know how you can talk to an uncle You know, you can talk to an uncle, and this uncle low key talking shit, but you're taking it all in, and it's changing you. You're on this level, and
Right.
that got your impression. That's in your subconscious mind. You know what I mean? And now that just from that little session changed your life for the past 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Okay, but you chose to stop it. But still, just that conversation alone can change your life. So if you put that in regards when you smoke weed with intention, like you told me this, like putting intention with it, you like the weed sacred, it has a spirit of its own.
Right,
So
right,
it's
right.
like you have intention. Okay, I'm smoking this. Let me feel enhance my happiness. So you pinpoint happiness. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
It's always good to have intentions with it, so you can change with it, so you can start feeling different with it. You know what I'm saying? But
Man.
weed definitely changes your subconscious. Like, whoo, scary,
bro. Shit, and again, like everything, you know, synchronized because the energy is just up there with it. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
same thing with earlier. You know, it's like putting the intention, like, all right, amplify the focus, amplify more so amplify my focus and maintain it. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
also keeping my throat chakra open. And again, and right before, so after I said that affirmation and intention, also, and also I kept it real about the intention too, because sometimes I feel like this is also therapy, is keeping it real. I'm like, all right, the intention, you know, is gonna be to amplify focus in this sitting. And also I know that I'm smoking this because of my love for this plant, you know what I'm saying? You know, in that sense of it. But you know, but for sure, like speaking in, you know, again, like that intention, like you say, and for myself, tapping into that little exercise with the throat chakra. And what I also realized too is like it also has like a psychedelic effect, and it's good for like meditations and stuff. Because another thing I did after I smoked was came and meditate for a few minutes, you know, and again said those affirmations, you know, amplifying that energy. So bro, it's all in alignment. And again, even seeing like watching some of my videos lately on some time travel, dimensional travel vibes, and allowing for spirit to smack my ego up from myself, you know, because which it is, you know, it's like, bro, I watched a video about addiction that I did and was like, you know, well, I'm running and I'm like, you know, addictions, you know, all you gotta do is just stop the fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of like it, you know, in the true sense of like, you know, I was like, if you want a Joe, it ain't that hard. All you gotta do is not get your ass up and go to the store. You know what I'm saying? But and again, I also laid it easy in the sense of too, like, well, you know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? How we go through these things, but you know, really, we could just drop it with, you know, with ease in essence. So
Yeah,
most
super easy.
definitely.
It's just attachment. It's attachments, you know.
Right, right.
I wouldn't say dependency, but more so maybe if you have that relationship, but that like attachments, like riding your bike every day. Like you really don't need your bike, but you're gonna ride your bike to that store. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can take your car, you can walk, but I would rather, you know what I'm saying, whip it. You know what I mean? It's like the gas can make you, you know, see different stuff, but the gas will enhance it. It's like I'm gonna use it, but it's not about abusing. I know it's like, you know, I don't. When
Right.
I hear addiction, make me swing up to that aspect. But it's like sometimes if it's a pure substance and you're good with it, ain't no such thing as abuse if you're not abusing yourself. You know, you're not abusing
Right.
your power. It's all
Right.
about
Right.
abusing your power. You know what I mean? Because like you said, everything is like I get this. You make me remember this. Everything is generally good. I mean, not good, but neutral. It's our intention.
Right.
It's our intention. So it's like, what are we doing this? Why are we doing this? You know what I'm saying? We have to be aware of that. We have to be aware of like whenever we're doing something, can I know why I'm doing this? And if you know why, and you really don't resonate with it, it's good because you were just hitting off your R2 button or trigger. But when you're aware, you press start. You're like, nah, I'm changing that. You know what I'm saying? Let me change the options. Let me press start again, type stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's always good to be like, let me feel how my face. Let me stop. You know what I'm saying? Let me breathe. You know, let me hit it down. You know what I'm saying? Now is the vibrate.
Nah, bro, because for sure, because the Akashic records is always, you know, taking record, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always picking up on everything we're doing. So definitely that again, that intention is key, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
Straight up. Straight up. And another thing with affirmations, playing the affirmations as if they're music. You know how we all like our music, you know? And if we actually implemented 14 hours of our day with just listening to our affirmations, walking to the store, doing this, it would change your life profoundly. And I'm a guy that went through a lot of occurrences where that's all I had. You know, I only had those. And I had, well, we're going to get to the other subjects, but we're going to talk about this one, about the affirmations in the ear. Now, the affirmations in the ear, I was sleeping. I'm going to have to put in a story because this story is going to be profound. I mean, to tell you kind of what it does, you know, from experience, I was trapping in Peoria, you know, back at home. I didn't really want to deal with none of my family members because I knew that they couldn't help me because I had to help myself. And I had to live in an abandoned bus. And I only had a few hours to be with my grandma because it was like, she was making it hard for me to sleep with her, like be in her house and stuff. So I had to think different, you know, and I wanted to save my money so I could be where I'm at now. So I had to script my life. I had to change and I had to use affirmations. I had to literally put these affirmations in that I probably didn't even believe at that moment. And you know, my life changed, like literally changed, like over the night. I was doing things differently, but I'm telling you, it's going, if you did it more than what you didn't do, like if you did that more, it'd happen more. But like, it just depends on what your focus is on. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you doing stuff and you're having it in your ear, your subconscious mind is taking it. And you don't even got to act it out. Your subconscious mind is going to end up doing that shit regardless during the next week, the next few days, especially if you're punching at it. A lot of people don't know. That's why people watch the news. That's why the news got a lot of people. That's because they're constantly watching it. They're being accustomed to the perspective. And that's, you know, you're saying people wearing masks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to do that. Focus on yourself. Put something in your ear that you made and run it back 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 and run it back. You know, you got to keep running it back because like you have a chance to really implement different things in your life. And I actually put music in the background. Like I'll get on my phone, type all the affirmations up, and I'll put it in a realistic voice. And then I'll put on a beat, you know, probably make a beat or get a beat that, you know, that you resonate with on YouTube, like a binaural beat, like, or so a nice beat that you really like. And you put it on for 14 minutes and you keep playing it, repeat. You're going to be vibing with it. Like eventually it's a song. You know what I mean? Straight up, jiggy with that love. You know what I'm saying? Bro. And it's going to change you. And like I was doing that at a point in time, I noticed it was 3 weeks in, 2 weeks in, I noticed like I went back from my grandma's and the bus was closed up. It was because it was time for me to go. And then you know, my life started picking up. I started attracting more abundance. I got my own place. You know what I mean? Then I ended up moving to another fucking state. It's because I low-key implemented affirmations in my life. And my focus is affirmations. Like it's low-key, not really on other shit, but me scripting. Like that's another thing. But I feel your energy. I feel your energy. Like,
no, I'm just laughing, bro. Look.
Okay.
Because as you saying that, just seeing again, like in my own realm, you know, how that works, you know, and
on God. And that's what I'm talking about. Yes, I'm hypersensitive. I'm feeling your energy, and I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? I'm like, is he going to say something? Because I'm like, I feel your energy to a hyper extent. That's what I'm saying. The guys do that. You know what I mean? It's very powerful, but it's good to be in this event rather than like something outside. You're just so easy to, you know, be open. You know what I mean? It's real cool though, the guys. But yeah, like affirmations. It really helps you profoundly. You just have to put in the work and do it. Like the easiest part is to listen to it, but I swear to God, sometimes the hardest part is to like really want to do it because sometimes you have to get on the computer, do all that. But that's the easiest part. But sometimes our ego says it's hard because he don't want to change. He know what the fuck gonna happen. He know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because it's impartial energy. Regardless, it's inevitable. You're not just gonna listen to something and not take it in. You know what I'm saying? You're taking it in regardless. So like the ego kind of know that, and he's throwing in that thought, and you think that thought's yours, but it's low-key not yours. So you're going to accept it anyway. So it's like you got to be aware like what's going on in your head, because if that's not a good thought, that's low-key not yours type stuff, you know?
Right.
Like
If it comes from any place of fear, like that's
yeah.
how it's like if it's a fearful voice, nah, that ain't it. Right. Because
Yeah.
as
That's
you
what I'm
said that
saying.
though, like I thought about like the last few days I've been listening to the little song that I did with my brethren called Vibrate. And I think about how I did my verse like on some shit like well I'm like, all right, this verse is gonna have a lot of basically like in essence affirmations, you know, and even talking it out in essence, but with what you're saying and now like that was little omens like on a vibe, like all right, tapping into the music a little more too, even if it's just making it for myself in essence. And again, like kind of like with the videos, like, hey, I'm sharing what I'm going through. And if you benefit, you know what I'm saying? You know, beautiful as
Yeah.
well. But most definitely, man, the music, you know, with it, because in essence, that's what like the little programming with church and stuff is like having the choir. And of course it don't come from just the programming aspect, but like how it put like this, how we got instilled with a certain little aspects with churches, like you know the little choir songs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? So
They really talk to you and stuff like that. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
So the music definitely, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And another thing with the music. So like we're getting into music. Let's talk about real music real quick. Okay, like real music changes your life. Now, there's like things back in the day that I said in my music that manifested. So you got to be aware of your energy.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
you got to be aware of your energy, because if you're a powerful person and you know you make music and you have people to listen to, you're either gonna tell them a story that's real along your lines, or you're gonna have to give them positivity, because they're gonna run with that shit later on and they can
Right.
put it on repeat. And a lot of people don't know, like I love Playboi Carti. I don't know, I have to admit this. Like I listen to Playboi Carti Teen X. He talks about guns. I don't even want to shoot nobody in my life.
Right.
You know, I'm blindly
Man,
just, you know what I mean?
we
It's
have our
weird.
little moments, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's busting, or the beat busting, his vocals. Oh my God, why can't I listen to this? That's why.
And what you brought up earlier too is like why I caught a download about that. Like I'm like taking some of my little old freestyles and putting it in the little archive, you know what I'm saying? Like in the sense of realizing like it's literally like somebody putting a magic spell on repeat. And if you got a million people putting, you know, that magic spell on repeat, you know, that energy becomes that much powerful. So yeah, definitely having awareness with,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. So it's like sometimes you want to have that shit to your back pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because you're very powerful. So it's like, what are you doing? And let's get back on esoteric truths to let people know about other things. We have to let you know there's other energies out here trying to get you. Like if you're listening
Right.
to negative music, Lil Durk, I'm gonna be real. I'm being impartial. If you're hearing guns in your ear and you like that shit, okay. But at the end of the day, do you really want to do that? And I have
No.
to say that because I have to be impartial. You know, exactly. You know, I have to be that type of dude, because like, I don't want my kids doing it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want me doing it. And I have to face it, you know, like tap it out. You know what I mean?
Bro, and let me share, bro, like what I realized, especially when in my little travels in LA and just in general though, like how this energy moves is like protecting our subconscious, because certain things could get like, you know, pushed into the subconscious, and next thing you know, again, like you're becoming fearful of this or whatever. Because I realized like, all right, the name of the game ain't actually trying to like, you know, harm somebody from external as much as they gotta get you to open your subconscious to being fearful of this or that, or you know what I'm saying? Like, because if somebody would talk me enough to making me think I could get hit by a train, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and as you brought that up with the, you know, with the gunshots in the music, I'm like, yeah, bro, yeah, gotta have that awareness for
You're
sure.
setting yourself up. You want to set yourself up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we have to take this into account, like kind of like not now, but I'm telling you this now because I want you to change, guys. But it's like look this into account of being aware of what you're doing so you can really understand what you're getting out of it. You know, it's good that you're not manifesting the occurrences, but it is an energy state. Okay, like just if you listen to that type of music, notice how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Just notice how you feel, and notice what was going on in your life. Usually that music is very chaotic. You're busting, but it's like low key chaotic. It's very chaotic,
Right.
And I look at it as I would say I'm as a light working in energy, transmuting light working energy, like transmuting darkness to light. So you can, in essence, transmute that into positivity. You can.
It's so with some artists, like where I subconsciously and just in my heart, I could feel like the artistry of what they're expressing. Those little words don't be like punching at me, it's hard as much as I'm enjoying like the artistry of the whole piece of work, because again, MF Doom might bring up some stuff about guns and shit, but it's not to a level where it's like, it's like stamped in your head, but right.
But it's like it's the realness. You have to notice, and people at different angles are hitting at different key points. So like, if somebody real about it, they're real about it. But like, it's just you just gotta really be guarding your mind, You really
right.
Straight up. Because like I notice a lot of people, the average day Joe do a lot of this, putting this in, but they really don't know what's coming out of it. Like Lil Peep. You ever heard of that guy, Lil Peep?
I done heard that name before for sure.
But Zans, he had this depressed vibe with his music. Like if he plays music, you kind of get depressed. Oh. And that music can lead to if you're already sad, you're going to be more sad listening to him. And he talks about death. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I only take a Zan because I'm listening to Pete. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
it's
bro.
Like music.
So let me share with that as you bringing it up, like XX Extension, the other Mac Miller, and I forgot that other brethren name, something I forgot how his little song go, but yeah, but let's just stay on XX Extension and Mac Miller. I caught that download when I was jamming the Mac Miller. It was a fire little vibe to it, but Spirit came to me as like, bro, no, like that's basically like low key programming you to be all emo, into a place of like basically putting yourself in a suicidal situation. You know what I'm saying? Like creating that realm,
Yeah.
And for sure, and again, as I bring up those names, this is me sharing from my inner guidance, what tapped me on the shoulder and was like, hey, you see that situation, like, this is what it is. And even again, from that voice, let me know to fall back off that Mac Miller album.
Your subconscious, right? That shit get down. You know what I'm saying? You fly your wings up and shit. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? That shit for real. Like, it sucks when you have an emotional attachment with these artists, but your life is at risk. Your subconscious is at risk. Your protection is at risk. And it's like this. If the music ain't benefiting you on all levels, take it out.
Bro,
get it out.
Look, and I, because another one came to me, I'm from Louisiana, and we would jam a lot of Houston stuff, and Zero, was like one of our favorite, you know what I'm saying? But like, bro, every song is like, like pain and struggle. And it got to a point where literally I'm like, bro, I gave that telepathic conversation to Ro, bro, I love you, and you helped me so much, in that essence of, music, because music does help you get through those moments, but it's too like negative in certain areas where I'm like, all right, now I gotta graduate from it, where, again, like I don't listen to none of his old music, and which what's fire is even he noticed that in essence, so his music has more like brighter days and like I'm enjoying my day type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yes, sir. That definitely
you might pop
real.
it on type stuff just because you're vibing high already.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
Wait, what you saying?
Were you saying you might play it on if you're vibing high already, in a sense?
No. What I was saying is like the old Zero again, like with the old Pain music, stuff like that. No, I don't listen to it at all. Like
Okay.
if anything, it'll get listened to like bumping something that you were addicted to and you're trying to let it go. So like, all right, 1-0 song. All right, put that shit back away. But no, for the most part, I can't even listen to it. Like it's almost a
Yeah.
can't.
I feel you.
Like I can't listen to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you don't resonate with it. It's like, nah, no more, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. And it's like, it's like that with these people. These people like we've been kind of like stuck to. You kind of have to be aware of what's like what you've been listening to, how you've been feeling, and what's been going on. Because like that's the key of really getting in and substituting your players and getting new players there. You know, you gotta release things out of your body, take in new things, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
You a GM, you know what I'm saying? You
Right,
a GM.
right. Matter of fact, and shout out to that. As you said, I thought about the detoxifying agent of the body as far as the liver, and it's called living. You know, like a liver. You know what I'm saying? Like getting out,
Right.
and no coincidence that that's connected to our emotional expression. And matter of fact, speaking to the subconscious, so like our liver takes a beating whenever we not, living and expressing ourselves, and having that flow. So most definitely, my brethren.
Oh dang, I know that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
dang.
so like I've been like on a little in my little zone writing up, you know what I'm saying? But seeing like the correlation of certain crystals in certain areas of the body. Again, how I brought up I was working with the lithium crystals and it helping basically helping with emotions and also helping the liver as well. Because again, like if we're not expressing our emotions and I would see the dis-ease come up physically if I wasn't expressing, like I would either want to eat something that would harm my liver in some way, form, or fat, like or something would happen in connection with my liver. And I'm like, all right. And it makes sense that yellowish green crystals connect with emotions and healing the inner child. And the yellowish green color, in essence, if you're doing meditations and like working with your energy body, like you with the liver, you visualize it to be like a greenish yellow color, as well. So like it definitely all correlates, my brethren. So yeah, man, like I digress because I forgot where I jumped in at, but
Oh, it was about dang, I forgot. But it was Lepidolite. You could talk about lithium crystal. Lepidolite, you know? I feel like that has lithium in it that can definitely get you decent, like in feeling terms of like, being okay with yourself in times of transitioning or
right,
going through quote unquote trauma, going through things, because you got to go in your heart with that type of stuff, because it's a touchy emotional subject in a sense, like if you know what I
right.
mean. It's like, oh shit, you know what I mean?
Nah,
Like,
bro, that's
damn.
what it is, man. And lithium is one of the more ancient elements. That's another thing I caught the download of. As above, so below, as within, so without. In our earthly experience, we just come into a more dense version of this dream realm. So like lead ain't as old as lithium and hydrogen. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I realized the atomic numbers is also like, the more ancient elements in essence. You know what I'm saying? And hence why again lithium crystals work so well with healing that area. No coincidence. But
Yeah, straight up, straight up. Now, let's talk about, you're speaking on crystals. Now, this is crazy. I remember on one of your videos, I just watched this. I don't know when, it could have been 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I don't know, but you're talking about one of your videos about Black Obsidian, and I noticed how much shit it brought up for me. But it low key helped me change, but I didn't know this. I bought Black Obsidian like 2 months
really,
ago. Oh
really,
God, he got so much. Yeah,
big,
it's
big,
intense.
big.
It's like very intense. Like I'm okay with it, but it was like I got tired of going through that stuff every day, if you know what I mean. I'm like, damn, today? You know what I mean?
Bro, like that's why I told people too with rose quartz, like like accompanied with rose quartz, you know what I'm saying, if it's that vibe. Like, but
Yeah.
honestly, like we're working with obsidian, it's not so bad because I know how to combine it with other crystals that could ease it. But yeah, obsidian by itself with that intention, obsidian, because it's almost like a moldavite, but that brings you through the shadowy aspect, you know, because
Yeah.
both of them are like, that's why they both amorphous, aka they don't have a crystal structure, because it's like from a, like almost like a flash of something happened, because obsidian comes from lava hitting water and all of a sudden turning into glass, and moldavite is said to be from a meteorite, but that's like a constant impact, you know, like our impact out of the blue, and
Right.
literally that energy is expressed, like how crystals are formed is the energy that goes into them literally. So it's literally like connecting with that universe, like obsidian universe. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
shit, I went, my growth was quick. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had to face it.
Oh
You know,
God,
and
like it's tough. I wouldn't say it's tough, but like
no,
it can be when you don't know. Like I never knew why like what was going on, but I noticed when I had it on, I had a lot of shit highlighted. I'm talking about every day to the point where I never knew why, but I was going through and I was okay with it. But now that I look back and I knew why I was that, I'm like, get this off me. But I
right, right,
didn't
right,
take
right.
it like that. But I'm like, dang, I didn't know. But you know what's funny? I was playing basketball like 3 weeks ago, and I
Mhm.
went for a dunk and it broke. You know when
All
they
right.
say when crystals break, that you're done with it. And I was like, thank God. At the end of the day, I like it, don't get me wrong. But it was like, damn. I'm a very emotional person. It was like, it was making me face so much shit. I'm like,
Right.
whoa. I
Like,
loved it because I was going through it. But I'm like, damn, I gotta do this today, y'all. You know what I'm
bro,
saying?
it man, crystals is definitely like, again, like medicinal, and like, you know, you get your, sometimes you need a little dose of black obsidian and sometimes you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like that is
Yeah.
all unique to our experience, to how we perceive things and deal with things. Because even for myself, like I like to get that straight, like, all right, I see what it is. And then yeah,
Yeah,
it's like, all right. And
straight
then
to
it's like
it.
fall back, you know what I'm saying? Now let's work with some citrine and rose quartz to work on
Yeah,
the solutions of what I just saw with the, you know, with the black obsidian, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So
Oh
most
God, that's what I feel that. I
definitely.
feel that. But on Moldavite, like I feel like with the Moldavite, it makes you change on a spiritual level, on a physical level, on all levels. You know, and that's a good crystal to work with yourself to change. Like especially when you set the attention with it. Oh, it's going like kind of scary. I feel like the bigger the piece, oh, not even the bigger the piece, but like they're all unique. But I feel like you know what I'm saying. Like if you get a bad piece of Moldavite, you
Bro,
know,
and
that's
this
it.
and this connects with what we was bringing up earlier, what you was sharing about, like how the ego is that energy that gets scared, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, when it's time to grow. With Moldavite, I tell people, like, the uncomfortable feeling you're feeling with Moldavite, not necessarily uncomfortable or just uncomfortable, just in general, as much as that is it pushes us to be the greatest version of ourselves so strongly, that's like, oh shit, you know, like the ego having like a little meltdown, a little anxiety attack,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because that moldavite come through with that energy, you know, for sure.
yeah,
So
dude. And I noticed Moldavite will attract to you. Just say if you're a shoe salesman and you have Moldavite on, you're gonna be attracting to you more people in that line of work sometimes, if you know what
right,
I'm
right.
saying, because it amplifies you. It's weird. Like I remember people were like, I used to sell, I used to be, sell medicinal herbs back in the day. You know
Right,
what
right,
I mean?
right, right, right.
I stopped. And then I remember I'm chilling outside and I'm just attracted to, hey man, you got the 20? Hey, you got a 20? I'm like, what the fuck is this coming from? I look on my neck, got the motorbike on. So I'm like, I accept it because this is low key what it is. This ain't happening for no damn reason. I did what it did, but it helped me grow. But it,
Right.
it, it happened like that. Like if you own something, it's gonna push you to that truth. Like your physical is gonna change. Like, because if you have this relationship with this crystal, it's just gonna be one with it. It's kind of like your unity. And now it's you in a sense. And now you can really fly, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's real talk, bro. That's real talk. Like as you said that too, again, like thinking of back with the rose quartz and implementing that vibe of love. But with with Moldavite, that's why I want to bring up how you said like a lot of my videos, man, was like, you know, in sync with what you was going through in that moment and stuff like that. A lot of that had to do when I was like tapped in with the Moldavite, you know what I'm saying? And just
I
keeping my
noticed that.
vibration.
I remember your video back years and years and years ago when I was like, you were talking about crystals when I was a little puppy in the sense of the spiritual world. You used to talk about motivate and in your video in all caps, warning, motivate. That used to scare me. No cap. As a child, like I was a youngin. You know what I'm saying? As a young child and growth, like I was like, damn, I don't know if I'm ready for that. You know what I'm saying? But now that I have it, I know you, man. You know what I mean? I know you, man.
Because again, you have to allow for people to be aware of crystals, because they do have like, because if you don't know what's going on, you get overwhelmed. You may think something is wrong, you know, in that sense, and bring that awareness. Same thing with malachite. Malachite kind of has an energy like a moldavite, but more so it amplifies. Epidote too. Epidote and malachite like this, where it could amplify energies, but in both ways, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're going through a low, it could bring you, you know, make your lows low or your highs highs. So you know, being aware with the crystals, and again, it ain't nothing to be afraid of. Back to what we say, it's neutral. It's just being aware of like, all right, I know this crystal do this, then I need to implement it at this point or not work with it at all, or you know, whatever fits, you know, but for sure.
Yeah. But malachite, I noticed with malachite, it kind of puts you in quote unquote risky situations with the ego, but it puts you into, it's kind of like you said, it's a low key, a mid grade of moldavite. It's mid, but it's powerful. It ain't even mid, but you know what I'm saying? Good.
Right.
It's powerful, but it's like, you know, moldavite.
That popcorn. Is that popcorn, you know, or something that
straight up.
Right.
But it's like malachite does put you in these situations where like, okay, I know it seems weird, but I got to do it. It's weird how it works because it's like it puts you into your heart, your intuition. And the next thing you know, how did I get here? Well, your heart led you there. And next thing you know, you have to go through it. And that's what malachite do. It's kind of like you go with your heart, and then next thing you know, you got to keep going. And that's what's scary. You know, it's scary to keep it going, but that's the right way to actually do it. It's weird in the heart. In it, you were telling me in the video. I remember I didn't know, but when you sit it in your video, I noticed it do that like crazy. It's like I popped a pill, you know, because sometimes my energy is weird. It goes up, and then if it goes up, my heart is going. And then I really notice it. I gotta get away from it. Like I gotta throw it. Like get away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like too much. You know what I'm saying?
No, it definitely is, you know, a balance with it, you know, as far as filling it out for our unique little energy. I know sometimes too, like working with moldavite, I have to put it to the side at night because it's so high vibe. Like I won't even, you know, be able to go to sleep. It's like having like a espresso on 24 hour, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, it's definitely, you know, you gotta moderate how you deal with it and to your uniqueness in essence, you know.
And getting to another crystal that's kind of a good combination, they say, but from my experience, it was not a good combination. I had somebody told me about this. I don't want to get this girl no energy. But I'm gonna call this girl woman. This woman.
Yeah.
She told me about malachite and black tourmaline. And I'm talking about, it was a cool instance, but I noticed I kept feeling the black tourmaline energy. Like people say that black tourmaline doesn't attract negativity, but low key, it was attracting all the negativity around me, and I was sitting in it. And my heart was sitting in it. And I was like feeling really bad about myself for no reason. I think it was taking in the crystals of the energy, and my body was resonating with it. And I remember I threw my black tourmaline across the wall, and the energy went away. And I noticed, like, I don't know, black tourmaline does, I don't know what it does.
Well, and now this is a thing too, though. I never felt this before, but since you're saying that, I want to, you know, I'm like that's, you know, putting something in the consciousness. But that's what I was gonna ask. Like, did you like clear it, or like were you working with it for a long time and then started feeling it, or you know?
Oh God, I'll be forgetting clear. Hey, don't care. I'll be getting it cleared.
Well, no, cause honestly, bro, I done had like some bracelets where I forgot, like, and literally speaking of Black Obsidian, it's Black Obsidian and Garnet, you know. But like I was rocking them, and I would give them little light cleanses. But for me, I always know, just like with anything, like, yeah, I'm gonna give you that little light cleanse, but then I gotta have at least one day out the week where we go outside and y'all get, they get that full, that full body. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that whole little vibe, it's just making sure with some of them that we do cleanse and clear them, because they do hold on to certain situations. And that made me think about some, and literally the universe speaks through it, because if it's real, if it picked up too much to where you can't use it no more, it's gonna break on you. I done had a bracelet, break on me before. More so, I had a hematite necklace that broke on me, and I knew why it broke. It's like, all right, because I cleared you out and everything, but you was like, all right, this is a real intense situation. And literally, like, the crystals, talk to us in that manner. I know you know this, but yeah,
Yeah. I'm gonna be real. Were you grounded? I feel like you were were you very grounded with that hematite? Was that like the issue? Grounded.
Yeah, I was very grounded with it, because honestly, I feel like that's something that, is medicinal for me, is to always make sure I'm tapping in with the hematite, you know what I'm saying, on my red crystals, you know what I'm saying, to make sure I have that grounded energy, more so. But
notice it's weird. Hematite, one of those crystals that you can really feel, whether it's
yes,
whatever. Like, hematite is a very good stone to get. Like, I gave my hematite to somebody because God told me to give it to him. But if he didn't tell me to do it, shit, I still have it, because cap, like, hematite,
man,
it's like, I love it. Like, I don't want too much of it, because I noticed what it do. Like, anchor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you can fly? You know you gonna fly with that.
Bro, so peep this out. As above, so below, as within, so without. Manganese and iron is antagonists against each other in the body. So manganese prevents the absorption of iron and vice versa. And then I realized, like, all right, manganese comes in most rose quartz, like most pink crystals, or most crystals that deal with more of a empathic, more passive energy. You know what I'm saying? And iron has more of that Mars aggressive energy. So I'm like, whoa, look at the body, show it in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? Where, again, like the balance, like, because again, we ain't gonna say, oh, we'll just fuck manganese. Like, no, it still need manganese. Oh, just fuck iron. Like, nah, my blood runs with iron. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, I gotta sit with both of you. You know what I'm saying? Manganese and iron. Y'all gotta learn how to fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Together.
Like,
work together.
Bruh, harmony, not perfection. I realized that for myself, like, integrity from a harmonizing perspective, and not like it has to be everybody kumbaya, my lord, all the time. As much as we just need to have a harmony in here, and again, like you said too, also the loving and high vibrations aspect, but for sure just the harmony, and unconditional love. And I feel like, again, that's how the body works, with the organs. The organ has to be aware of its individuality just enough to play its role, but not to the point where it's like, all right, y'all got to answer to, I'm the liver, I detox shit, so all y'all listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah,
everybody, one day your brain fucked up, and then one day, your small intestine, because they all fighting and stuff. You know what I mean? If it was like that.
Not even. Bro, as above, so below, as it in, so without. Like, going off of the law of correspondence, I would say it may be like that. If we consider those laws to be true.
True that, because it is. They hitting. Like, if it's here, shit, it's hitting everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I feel that. I feel about different degrees of. I feel like fire, water. I think it's a fire, water, but it's a fire, water within us. But how kind of what goes on around here, I have to hit it on the esoteric, not the esoteric truth, but like, we're in this angle of light, but like kind of how war is out here. That type of war is projected through fear. Like, within our bodies is a different type of energy.
Right.
if you know what I mean, like war, like I want people to know like that is some different type of shit.
Right,
Straight
right.
up.
Up in the body is more like a disagreement, like
Yeah.
not trying to like, oh, manganese, I'm trying to kill iron like I'm trying to kill manganese. More so it's just like strong disagreements, or just a
Yeah.
disagreement that
You're
needs to be
prideful, like
harmonized.
I'm this, you're that, but I'm this and I'm that, but we're still together, it's like very prideful energy,
Right, right.
A lion and a panther trying to start a family, they have to start this family. They're gonna be getting in the fights, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Straight up. But can you tell us about more crystals to help us like within? Because you have like a lot of truth on that. And I feel like a lot of people don't have people to tell them stuff. So when we go on that inner journey, crystals, I notice they talk, if you know what I'm saying. Like I know for a fact, pink tourmaline, this helps you with healing breakups, going through trauma, working with your heart. Pink tourmaline. Now this, I love pink tourmaline. This is my favorite crystal.
So, bro, look, and look, because I got a little list here, but I don't know if the camera could see it, but like pink tourmaline and the lithium percentage in it. But yeah,
Oh
pink
God.
tourmaline, again, back to the lithium, because that's even a vibe. Like, when we connect with crystals, we connected with that universe. So they almost like introducing you to the next crystal or your next experience, you know what I'm saying? Through like literally like stepping into the realm of lithium, you know what I'm saying? In essence, and so that it draws that connection. So no coincidence for sure.
You're starting to be a part of it. You're one. It's like you guys are conjoined.
Right. It ain't no separation.
No cap.
And I'm looking up a few. All right.
But yeah, but pink tourmaline is real good to be able to go within your heart and know where to go when it's time to change, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had this stone, like I used to go to the trees and talk to them. I don't know why I stopped, but I used to have a strong relationship with these trees I used to be around, and I used to have my pink tourmaline. I used to heal them, and they used to talk to me. It was weird. My heart was really open, so I could feel them, and they used to send me energy. I used to send them energy, and some days they missed me. Some days they was like, leave me alone. But some days they're like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like it was weird how the energy was. One day it was powerful than the other. You know what I'm saying? But it was beautiful. You could feel it. You know what I mean?
Right. And I think about like I connected with a certain tree, and I had like started like putting like little food by, like, because literally tapping into it, because this energy of this tree kind of had like a connection with being a human at one time, and it was letting me know like to put like little snacks in the area. But with the whole connection with trees, I realized too, like when we tap into them, we're tapping into the whole grid in essence, like they, again, as above, so below, we're interconnected in that same way, but they definitely like have that physical representation of it, in the sense of like, I could see everything like ley lines and all that in the roots.
Round and shit, like this all connected.
Right.
Oh God, I feel that. I love that as above, so below, because it's like it really helps to assess, like when you look at it, like it's really that. No cap, like
that's honestly, that's why it's one of my favorite like laws of the universe to just point to, because it allows for you to have your own downloads, if that makes sense. Like you could look at a childbirth and be like, all right, so if there's 3 trimesters in the womb, and that's 9 months, then that's like, the representation of darkness, or the creation of the universe. You know what I'm saying? Like it, like you could sit there with yourself and figure things out. Not say figure, but allow for downloads to come. You know what I'm saying?
Come up with your own truth. Like you can literally come up with the truth within yourself by asking, going within with that type of sense. Yes, God.
And right here, I got a few crystals that will help. Like more so, I feel like emotional intelligence. Because our emotional intelligence is tapped into our intuition. One of the first crystals that comes to mind is prayer night. You know,
Prayer night?
yep, Prehnite, Prehnite, and
No, no, spell that one
basically
more time.
prayer
Can you
night.
spell it one more time?
Oh, Prehnite.
Okay, prayer night. All right, cool.
Yeah. Per night, you know, some people I might be kind of catching the H too strongly. But that crystal works strongly with the heart chakra and solar plexus energy. Because again, I find that crystals that work with that area has that strong vibe of like, you know, following your heart and following your emotional guidance, you know, like put that logic aside and tap in. Because prayer night also is promoted as a great crystal for like tarot card readers and astrologists, you know, because it allows for you to follow that first inner feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah, look, we gang.
oh
My little
God!
card for the day.
Yeah, two wives in this damn.
Yep. Speaking of Aries energy, or should I say hematite, you know, earlier. but yeah, you know, it promotes emotional intelligence and it promotes that energy for you to know, like, hey, the first feeling is you know, that's what you're already feeling is what it is. Like the logic that's coming in second is coming in second. You know what I'm saying? Like you already done got that inner guidance. And prayer night is also great for promoting lucid dreaming and also again like working directly with the inner child energy and healing like inner child trauma as well. So because I feel like as I do my research, it's mostly that area that you know that speaks to you know the strong essence of our healing. Because again, that's what like you brought up earlier in the video. You know, our subconscious is the most open as a child. You know what I'm saying? First 7 years of our life, you know, it's like being plugged in. So that prayer night is real great. Another one that all right now these crystals here is more so it has the shadow aspect, but it's not like Black Obsidian. Like you know, you're not diving into no darkness to stay, you know, it ain't gonna like keep you in it in that
Linger.
essence. But so Labradorite is a great crystal.
Oh
And
yeah,
really huh?
I love Labradorite. Magic stone. You know what I'm saying?
So
It
so
shines like
so
on color.
most crystals that like promote like oh it's good for magic and synchronicity and stuff like that is gonna be from the feldspar family, and that's the family that moonstone and labradorite from. And again, this crystal allows for us to become more emotionally intelligent and aware of what our inner being is letting us know, you know what I'm saying? So again, it goes back to more so the emotional intelligence and allowing for us to read subconscious symbols, like to see what the symbols in our dreams are, our everyday, you know, experiences, so to speak.
Hey, I got a question real quick. I don't want to cut you off like
Go.
but like when you have Labradorite, do you feel the lightness in your head? Do you feel any type of like that energy? If you know what I'm saying.
I feel
Like
I feel like
Labradorite,
I feel like a lightness in my energy, not necessarily in my head as much as it's just like a
yeah,
lightness in like I feel like my energy field is more clear, you know,
yeah. Oh God.
and this
I
before
think
I
I
learned.
feel it. God. My bad. I just yeah, you
No,
keep
you
talking.
good, you good. I
Okay.
was gonna say before I even learned about how it helps to heal the auric field from like tears and stuff like that. Like once I started working with it, like I definitely felt like that vibe of feeling my vibration raise, you know what I'm saying, and feeling that little vibe of how I say it's almost like what citrine gives you as well. It's like more so of a joyous outlook. I don't know, like it kind of has like a little
Yeah.
picker upper vibe to it compared to other intuitive
Yeah.
crystals. But what you
It
was about to
really,
say,
I
brother?
mean, it put me into my pioneer, letting me know it was there. It letting me know
Right.
there was an energy around me. Like it was beautiful. And I had a little piece of Labrador. I like just even a little bits of it can like play a profound effect,
But
you know?
for me, my awareness comes strongly in that area as far as like working with a particular crystal is iolite. When I work with
I
iolite, I definitely feel like that, you know, kind of like that presence and like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We
yeah.
in here, you know what I'm saying? Labradorite, I mean, honestly, with most crystals that I work with, anything higher than the heart chakra, I could feel, little differences in the first eye. But for me, I would say iolite would be that crystal for me. Like how you say that labradorite feeling, like I say
Yeah.
iolite all up here.
That's good with intuition, ain't it? Iolite, ain't it? If
Huh?
I'm not mistaken, ain't that good for intuition? Iolite.
Yeah, good for intuition and inner vision, amplifying lucid dreaming as well. I forgot one of the unique aspects about it, because again, when I say some of these things, it comes off as redundant, like, hey, that's the same thing the other crystal do. But each one of them, that's why I like finding like their uniqueness, because each one of them do have like little unique areas that it tap into that other crystals may not. But for me, I feel like I would always work with iLight whenever I felt like a vibe to amplify my visualizations and connection with my creativity, but more so like to see. So whenever I was trying to amplify the energy of seeing my inner visions more strongly, I work with iLight, you know. And
All right, for sure, for sure.
and also
Let me
Ulexite.
ooh, a lakeside. Okay. Let me spell
Ulexite
that.
is called a TV stone, but and reason why it's called that, because when you take Ulexite and you put it over like a sheet of paper or something, it actually like you could see through it. You know what I'm saying? And I think if I'm not mistaken, they may use some of it in the that. Oh, if I think, don't even say it, but let's just say they called it a TV stone. And
What would you say?
I was gonna say they called it the TV stone, and it's great for your actual eye vision, like your physical eyes, but also your inner eye. Because it also
Okay.
said that the pineal gland is made out of like almost like the same material as our physical, or should I say the two external eyes.
I thought low key. So they're saying the pineal gland is legit, legit. I feel like I thought it was just like, I mean, I know it's legit, but like they actually have proof of the pudding of
Yeah,
like
so like
the cortex.
dissecting, yeah, like dissecting a
Okay.
brain or whatever, you'll see that it'll look, kind of like I can't explain it, but it's like it has like the tendons are the same type of tendons that these eyes have.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
That's
for
kind of
me
cool.
personally, I'm only speaking from, what I researched. My family
Right.
owned a funeral home, but I never was there watching them do any autopsies and nothing like
Yeah.
that. So I never saw it firsthand myself,
Yo,
for
that's
sure.
interesting. Did you ever feel that energy? Like off the rip.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah, yeah.
did?
You
That
talking
would be
about with
sick.
Labrador, right?
No, funeral home. You said your people work at a funeral home. I'm talking about like were you around your people feeling that type of energy?
Oh,
You know what I'm
like,
saying? You said working at a funeral home. You said your parents worked at a funeral home?
oh no, my family owns a funeral home.
Oh, okay, they
and, and,
own it.
and
What
I
I'm saying is like, do you feel that energy though? Like, let's say if you was a child,
Mhm.
did you like feel that
Oh,
type of
I mean, honestly,
unity?
bro, like for me, I never really felt nothing as far as like being scared, or even seeing beings, like in essence. And let me share my story in this. Like I realized that I had to reawaken my strong seeing, because I had a situation as a little kid where I saw like an aspect of self, and I kind of spooked myself out of my awareness in essence. But I could always feel things, but I never felt anything like spooky to that extent,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that's interesting. Like, this more on so just like the feeling, like the energy. Because sometimes people want to lay around because like you kind of like did that for them in a sense, and it's kind of like, hey, what are you doing? You know, the attachment, if you know what
Right.
I mean. Because that's like portal
All
in a
right, all right.
sense.
You saying like feeling the attachment of like those people who transition, like still trying to.
Yeah, yeah. Like, do they ever like be like, hey, you know what I'm
I
saying?
I done felt beings moving around and stuff like that. Like I could feel something, but it never was like and I guess that's just me, where even though and when I say my I kind of like shut down my vision, not more so like my feeling, like I still had my extrasensory perception, but actually seeing things strongly, like, like seeing, like that kind of dim. But I could always feel like when I would be in a funeral home and I'm like, all right, I could feel something is in here, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? But I
yeah.
guess with me, I always felt deep down inside that I was, protected and not to,
And God,
be scared of it or,
yeah, give me
so
that energy because you bringing it on here, you know?
right. So
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. But back on you said about seeing. So you're telling me you can pretty much like see all and pretty much cut out the allness of it, you know? Pretty much see the openness of it all and go back to the quote unquote mundaneness of it all. But not the mundaneness, but the usual perception of you and go beyond it and open up. Like, can you elaborate on how to do that? Because I'm working on that myself. Like being able to look at the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Being on that type of level to be able to see the other beings in the room. You know?
oh wait, all right. I thought you was correlating it to the last situation. So you're saying like how to be
How
aware
do
of
you do that? How do you be open to see the truth? You know what I'm saying? To be like, there's something right there type stuff. You know what I mean? Like you were just telling me how you don't have
uh
to, you know what I'm
for
saying? You don't
for
have
for,
you can close it pretty much.
for
You
me,
were saying you can
I just about to say like just putting in the affirmations of like, and doing the inner trauma work. Like I went back to my inner child and let my inner child know that had that experience, like, hey, there's no reason to be scared and we're going to eventually be seeing more anyway. So it's like, being able to tap in more. So like going and doing kind of like a little inner child, not past life regression, but a little inner child work, going in that meditation, visualizing that aspect, and then saying the affirmations and constantly doing work to feel and see more. Like so I go out and might close my eyes to see the trees in energy moving or to see, what I'm saying? Like so basically kind of like just practicing.
working on the muscle. I get that. I
Right,
get
right, right,
that.
right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's funny is like you almost put me, I'm like, how do I work? I'm like, oh wait, hold on. Again, like I don't see things, but yeah, I feel, energies. And again, like coming with the aspect of seeing, I could still, because that word, the English version of it is not doing it due diligence in the sense of with this conversation, with extrasensory perception, my feeling is my seeing in the
Yeah.
essence, and I could see who a being is without having to like fully see it with my two eyes, if that makes sense. You know what
No,
I'm
that makes
saying?
a lot of sense because feelings first. Like
Right, right, right,
100%.
right, 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 right. Yeah, right.
No, that makes a
But
lot of sense. Like, man, like you could be in a room with somebody you know it's off. And you
right,
like, hey, no, you know what I'm saying? Because they ain't it. You know what I mean? This is not it.
right,
That's
right.
gonna have me. You know what I mean? I feel that. Like, I understand. I feel that. I feel like there's different like different powers within it. Like some people can feel hard, some people can see hard. Swear to God, you know?
Right. Cause
It's
again, it's 2 hour uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? You might have had a situation that did traumatize you too hard with the actual seeing aspect, but you're still gonna be aware to know, like, all right, even though you don't see that little leprechaun over there, you got a leprechaun right there by the tree. You know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah.
feel it, you know what I'm saying, and have that guidance still there, or vice versa. If it ain't best for you to have a how can I say, because the feeling gonna always be there, but for me, I just feel like more so with the sight aspect, because even with the way spirit guides and like what I always caught was like they're gonna, like our inner guidance system is gonna present itself in a manner where we could handle it. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And not just like kicking us out the nest on it, you know what I'm saying, but allowing for us to, develop into it. But again, but still having that ability to feel, for sure at the least, you know what I'm saying? Because again,
Yeah.
like even with, well, no, yeah, it's more so again like just that feeling aspect. But with that, again, back to when you asked me about how to heal that, like I feel like when I was dealing with that inner child trauma and I picked up on that, I'm like, all right, I realized that I have to really unscare myself because that situation did, scare me out of my vision. And again, especially with my spirit guides letting me know, like, hey, this is the situation. And come to find out that literally the being that I saw was me time traveling on myself. But that's a whole different little wrap around to get
Yeah.
into. But yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's some wild stuff right there. I'll tell you that much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
that just goes to show you the fluidity of what this is. You know what I'm saying? It's fluid. It's literally fluid to the point where our higher self could be in the other room. We might not know it, but our awareness is in depth enough. We're that intelligent to have a higher self in Hong Kong, but we not know it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That just goes to show you that we're powerful beings, people. Like,
right.
no cap.
Yes, sir.
Like, that's crazy.
And
omnipresent.
No cap, literally and figuratively speaking.
Yeah, literally, man. That's crazy.
My brother, because honestly, like I feel that, with certain aspects of the growth is like honoring, lifting that weight. Because when I was at my most aware was when I used to sit with myself and just kind of allow for myself to just sit there and tap in, like close my eyes and see what I'm feeling in the area, see what I'm feeling in my body, you know what I'm saying? Like just allowing for myself again to work that muscle, because I even see that now, like, and as you brought that up earlier, like taking care of self was like, all right, I see I need to lift weights. I need to lift some extrasensory perception weights or some metaphysical weights, so it's time to get it in, so.
Yeah, exercise that muscle, it's there to grow with, you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like. It's there to, to make better, because you got to sharpen your pencil. You don't want to walk around here with a dull pencil. You want to be as sharp as you can be, because we in the ring with the best.
Right. Right. No, that's real talk, bro. That's real talk.
Yeah, like we need to be on our sharp A game out here, man. Like straight up, like real talk, real talk.
Because again, it's like that awareness without fear mongering. It's like accountable and responsible for our growth. Because because again, you don't want to get into taking yourself too serious in the sense of where you're like harsh on yourself and then you're preventing yourself from growing, but definitely having that awareness, like, no, but this is important. This is key,
Right. Being easy on yourself, accepting positive change. It's a difference to like being negative on yourself and not going nowhere, if you know what I mean. Like you got to be aware of your internal dialogue, because it has a lot to do with change,
Right.
Being open and receptive and positive will get you there, but being negative and cut off is going to beat you. When I say tight ass, it's just close the fuck off. It's a funny word to say.
Nah, that's what it is. Like you close yourself off. Like,
yeah, like nigga, you out of there, and it's like you can't get nowhere. You're gonna dysfunctional habits come into that. It do. Because you're as above, so below. You know what I mean? And
yes, sir.
It shines. It happened to me. It happened to me when I was getting in these states, but I got out of it. But I noticed it does happen like that.
Right.
When you're so negative and you don't want to change, you're going to end up. It doesn't happen to everybody, but everybody's different. But
right.
Paths, and it's just always good to stay positive. No cap. Stay up. Stay neutral.
Rose quartz. Again, and giving gratitude, man. Like that's what I realized too. It helps a lot for me, like giving gratitude for every moment, you know what I'm saying, appreciation, you know what I'm saying, to even be able to breathe and, experience for sure, man. That's definitely
straight up. And that's another thing. Talking about change, affirmations, scripting. No, not just affirmation. People don't. I mean, do you know about scripting?
I haven't used that terminology, but run it. I may have done it
I
before.
mean, like you get on a piece of paper and you just write what you're grateful for, but you don't write it like I'm working towards it. You're just saying I got it already. Like you just write what you're grateful for. Like, I'm grateful, I'm happy and alive. I'm grateful to be guided on the true light path for my highest evolution. I'm reading my affirmation. That's sacred. Y'all got my shit. I'm just playing, yeah, but you know that type of work.
But no, so bro, I do the same thing. Like I am grateful for this. Even you might not see in the physical, but I see it. Like I am grateful for this. I'm grateful for yeah. Like
And
speaking it in a
in existence, straight up.
now moment. Yep, now moment perspective. Like it's here now. You know.
Yeah, and that's like one of the key things to change yourself, because I noticed that's positive and you're being receptive to a higher truth. Because even if you didn't even feel it before, you're accessing a feeling that's higher than what your other feelings are. So that's a truth. So at the end of the day, you're going to manifest it, but you have to be key on focus and what you're feeling and be consistent. Even if you don't see it, be grateful about it. Be grateful about it every day. If you feel bored, strip, because you're giving momentum to that energy that's coming to you. Like everything has a bank, and it says you got certain things that's coming to you, then you got certain things that's kind of taking a little bit of while, but you got to be patient. But if you give it energy, you're going to get up. You know
right.
Yeah, like it's always good to be grateful about the things that are in your life and what's coming, because it's like that's work. That's I call that shadow work, because you're working on something you can't see and you're pulling it towards you, but it's a different aspect, that darkness work. Like feeling is dark. So you're pulling feelings towards you that can elevate you. You know what I mean? That's that work. You know what I mean? And it's real good.
The alchemist energy, you know, transmuting.
Yeah, it's that faith, you know, all that. It really works. And like the more you script every day, the more your life changes. Like I noticed, I feel much better. I'm more balanced. I'm more happy. Like I noticed that there were some things I used to write on the paper that it came to life and I didn't want it to. That's how powerful this shit is. So it's like being cautious of what you write down. Like I manifested this relationship. It was hell. My true loving angels told me not to get into it. I didn't want to listen to them. I mean, I had every sign in the book not to do it, but my heart was so big, I didn't give a fuck. And I'm doing my magic. I don't do black magic, but you know, I do my God magic. I got this.
Right.
You know, everybody got magic, but I'm, you know, doing my sigils and shit. Who got my, you know, doing my thing and that secret know. All this shit hit me. And I'm like, this is me. This is all me. I did this shit. This is how powerful I am. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you better watch out what you manifest. You know what I'm saying? Like really be aware of what you're doing. And is it good intent for yourself and for others? You know, is it light? You know what I'm saying? Like
is it adding value to yourself and others? Like, is it giving more than it's taking away? You know, in essence.
Yeah, straight up. And I know sometimes like, if you just scripting and not thinking about it, you just like going off for ego. Like I want this Ferrari, I want this Porsche. Like
right.
Drugs. Bro, you're gonna get hit with all that shit. And your ass might not make it. Just because there's gonna be a point you at a party. I'm not saying like if somebody's doing this out of their dense intent, like I want all this shit. Next you can get it. It happened to me before. Like I was trying to manifest MDMA. I tried to manifest a pound of MDMA at my ego stage. And I'm glad I didn't. You know, I'm glad I did. I'm gonna say this because I'll bring it up. It's funny. Like in my head, I wanted to be a hustler.
Bro.
I had fun with the drug. I had fun with it. I'm like, let me be attached to it because I love it. But I'm like, this is terrible. I can manifest this, but this will kill me. You know what I mean? This will fucking kill me. I don't want that shit. You know what I'm
saying? Right. I laugh at that because I was like thinking about like my days, and I said that in videos before, like asking for like a Xan or asking for like a drink or something like that, and it'll pop up and literally showing like shit, you know, like you the genie, you know what I'm saying? So, and I say you like you the individual, but you know, the wholeness of source of what we all interconnected with, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a genie for sure.
You make it happen for yourself, like nigga, you gonna get it regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to hear, and that's what you gotta be aware of. Like some things we probably don't need. and some things we really would like, you know? So like be aware of what you
Right,
want,
right.
what you don't want. Because I know for me, like I did not want none of that. My ego did because he was high as fuck, you know?
Right,
And I
right.
didn't want none of that shit. And there used to be a lot of times I used to see these beautiful women and I used to script about them. And God did, I would say he did me bogus. Nobody did me bogus. It was funny how my friends see me. It was just my ego just said that. God had never did me bogus. But you know,
Right.
I was going downstairs, I'm at my homie crib. I see all my scripts ripped off on the ground. I pick them up. They talk about these women I'm trying to get with, this random shit. And then my friends, like, that's the universe telling you, man, you just writing stupid shit. You're just writing shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's right.
Right.
Because like, I was just dense intentions. You know, I didn't really have a lot of energy. It wasn't for my highest good. It wasn't for my highest good, you know? And I was flip-flopping like this girl the next and the next girl the next. I didn't realize how powerful I was, bro. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And I realized that I was fucking up girls' emotions and you know what I'm saying? I was really powerful fucking them up. Like I seen it. And I kind of had to like
fall back, yeah.
No more, you know? No more of that stuff.
Nah, bro, like that for sure with that energy, like with the visualizations of like with the queens and stuff like that, like they feel that energy. I had to go through that lesson earlier in my growth. I remember like, you know, getting more into that space to allow for a queen to be, you know, naked around without having to feel that, you know, that thirsty energy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. Like, and I say thirsty energy because it's still like if it's a queen that you connect with in that manner, you know, that could still be awareness of like, yeah, I'm attracted to you, but it's not like a like you know, because literally like I realized now I had a queen let me know about that. Like, you know, that energy comes off like kind of like rapey and you know what I'm saying? Like kind of like you're intruding or whatever. So yeah, definitely being aware, you know.
Oh God, they feel that. That's crazy. That's bad. That's why I had to stop that shit. That shit was. And another thing, man, I gotta be real about it because I don't want y'all to make the same mistake I did, okay? But like,
right.
Womanizing this woman, like, I don't say don't, but if you're trying to attract love and you're looking at them as a type, okay, it's gonna be an issue. Because I don't know if it's gonna be an issue, but I'm getting something that it might be like, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm having sex with this type of woman or this type of shit that's dense.
Right.
You're gonna fuck up your pancreas energy. Like you shouldn't be having sex like that, is what I'm saying. You shouldn't be looking at women just as sex.
Right.
Because it's gonna manifest, you're gonna fuck up your balance, is what I'm saying. Don't do it. I don't like telling people to say don't. I just want them to know, look.
Hey, yeah, it's not the best for you. Right.
Yeah, it's not the best. You know what I'm saying? And don't do that because I was there. And that shit had me out of balance where I almost killed myself. Like trying to get these fucking shits to come and it's like so fucking dense and nasty. It ain't good. And that's from, like, I literally went through almost damn near all my manifestations to be like, don't write this, because it's like, don't do this, you know, because there's a lot of shit out here, man.
But and that's, you know, the experience is, you know, the teacher in that sense, you know what I'm saying? Like the fool card in the tarot, like, you know, right on the ledge, you know what I'm saying? And stepping into that unknown is how you learn about like, all right, this ain't the best, that ain't the best. Because again, even bringing that up, you know, like having to do a strong cleanse, like the queen's energy, like again, like it's see-through. So if I got a text from so-and-so, even if I had just a hint of any type of energy, like, yeah, that could be felt. And again, like I remember having to go and do like some card like cutting, you know, work in essence, and like really tap in with self because of energies of my past were still being felt in my energy field by the queen. So most definitely, you know what I'm saying? Again, it's all felt, it's all
on
there.
vibrational level. It's crazy to say that. It's not even a sad truth. It need to be a happy truth because it helps you be more respectful towards others, you know. But it's low key kind of, I used to think I used to get away with it, if you know what I mean. I used to
Right.
think I got away with it, but I noticed how hard it was for
Mm-hmm.
me to get it because it was the resistance of what I was doing to myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it ain't gonna get you nowhere. You lay y'all that right now. Don't do it. You know, and another thing, doing magic with candles and shit. Like, I don't know too much about black magic, but like if I did a sigil, and I think it's just magic in general. Like, I don't look at candles as black magic, but if you use candles and you do the pentagram, you know what I'm saying, and you write somebody's name, and you're not writing like, you're just writing that you love them type shit. Is that black magic?
No, one with black and white magic, and I'm not too familiar. I know one is like to like repel in essence, or like to create a situation, and one is like taken away in a situation in essence. So kind of just in essence like the yin and yang. Like one is
but
one is more of a feminine, you know, aspect.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say like, again though, but it's one of those things though where the terminology get taken and then, you know, like, oh dark magic, dark, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you do it, black, like evil and shit.
No, all of us doing, because again, we're balanced beings. All of us are doing yin and yang work every day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm good. And I gotta look at it like that. Like, I be having, I'm gonna be real, I'll be listening. When you listen to other people's perceptions real quick, you gotta kind of how to see how they hit, and how they hit black magic as all it's this, it's that. But it's their intention. It's their intention at the end of the day. Them be some of the darkest intentions ever. You know what the fuck they be thinking about whoever to even like come across with experience saying it's that. It's the experience of the person at the end of the day. You know, because some people use it for their highest good, you know? It is what it is. You know?
Right.
And that's what I'm getting from it. Straight up.
That, like, even for myself, that's why I always like never had like a vibe of externalizing or pushing energy towards nobody. I always did stuff to me. I'm like, all right, let me amplify my, you know, inner protection, or amplify what I got going on inside my body, instead of trying to like, you know, so and so this and that. Like, let me, if it's gonna do harm to somebody, let's just say, it's gonna be because they were trying to harm me in essence. You know what I'm saying? Like, more so a protection shield, if anything. But again, even saying that is like tapping into the subconscious awareness of just always knowing you're taken care of no matter what. And again, focusing more on, like, again, the things we love, and, you know, that joy and the energies that keep those things from, you know.
In alignment with your, you know, with yourself. I got you.
Right. Look, hold on, let me get mine.
Oh God, nigga got caught. Ooh-wee.
Lil J.
But yeah, though, that's how it is, though. Like, another thing I wanted to say, talking about it, I'm talking about the pentagram. I'm telling y'all for a fact, if you want to change, get your own type of, see, sigils are different. I'm going to give y'all the juice, just because I want niggas to change. But there's a sigil that my intuition guided me to. That's why I don't look at white people, bro, and look at, hate the white people. I don't get why people be hating sometimes on a piece. Like, these people got God in them, meaning like they're their own type of people. These people, some people of white pigmented skin from back in the day, or connected with with divine, you know? And some of them got a lot of truth. So I was, you know, the Salvic mythology. Like, who are the Salves? Who are the Salves? I think the Salves were Russian.
All right, but I don't recall that terminology, the Salve, so I'm not familiar.
I'm just explaining to what I'm getting to.
All right.
The Salves, they kind of have their own gods, right? But my intuition told me do some research into them, so I digged in deep, and there was this guy named Sarval, and that's like gods of the heaven, and his symbol was the hands of God. And then when this came to me, he has his symbols are similar like this, but this is a cross that has hands. And what you do is you can put a triangle, and this is just my shadow work I do for myself. This is my self-empowering work. I put a triangle in the middle, and then I write a mantra word. Everybody has their own mantra word, so I'm gonna have to make one up front because you have. I don't like to give out. You know what I'm saying? Your mantra word is patented to you, okay?
Right.
So you have to make one off the strength, Lizo, and then you put your your word at top, and then you write in your affirmation or you write in your truth. And once you write in your truth, you have a symbol to let you know that it's done. It lets yourself, because we're all playing symbols with our subconscious mind. So you write, you do a symbol that lets you know it's done with. You know what I'm saying? And then if you want to build the energy up, you get a candle. You rip it off. You have it in its own little thing, and that's you go around it. The energy's expanding. It's its own little human being. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what the fuck you made, but you know it's building. It's like that. But I noticed if you do a pentagram or you do a shape within that, it's powerful. And I'm a nigga I've been doing this for like 2-3 months, and I noticed I'm not where I'm at, where I was before type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like my life keeps changing because I'm sticking to the same little shit that's new to me, but I'm sticking to it. Like I'm not getting rid of it because I know it changes my life, because I'm able to talk to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Self-talk, bro.
Straight up. Self-talk. That's everything. Straight up. But like sigils are powerful. Remember, you was talking about sigils. So like that's another thing that came into touch with sigils, Like the power of sigils, is very powerful.
Yep. Because what's funny, I was passing by one of my old little notebooks and I saw a little sigil. And I saw how I tore off the part of what I wrote, because I basically wrote a sentence and then used the letters from it to make the symbol. And like I saw how it was torn off, and I'm like, ooh, this cool, because I'm like, I know this one of my little sigils that's on point with something that I want to manifest. And again, seeing how we have to like have that vibe of like, so it could be a symbol and work on us without us being attached to exactly what the words was, if that makes sense. Like again, like what I see the sigil and just let the subconscious touch on it, because the conscious mind, if the words were still there and you knew what that sigil still stood for in that sense, consciously, it will kind of throw things off. Not to say if you have a sigil that you're consciously aware of, that it won't work. It's just more so like, again, like that set it and forget it. Like I write out the sigil, write out the symbol, and then spread the little symbols out in different little areas. That's what I would do too. Like I would put the symbols, like little pieces of paper, like in different little areas, and I come across it in different little areas, and it would hit me, in that manner too. So
yeah. Then you start to see it come out of your life, and it says, when you start like how they do it in the caves, you start to see food on the walls. And then next thing you know, you go out here, now you see food to hunt. You know what I mean? This is all what it is. You know what I mean? They've been doing this. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this shit.
Right.
We're more like, you know what I'm saying? We're biting. You know what I'm saying?
That's real, bro.
Like we're really pushing, we're pushing it, if you know what I'm saying. It's more deliberate, creative right here than ever, in a sense,
Man, bro, no, like you running about it just inspired. Like I'm getting excited thinking about certain little things. I'm gonna start like, that I might not have been as tight on, that I'm like, all right, yeah, I want to tap into this little area a little more,
I'm good. Because you are the creator of your reality, and there's so many ways to bring things to us. We low-key, this is the 80% of the work, this type of work, accepting it. And the 20% is this physicality, this denseness, if you know what I mean. This accepting it with that inner being is all the work, if you know what I mean. 20% is walking to the store. 80% is going within, using their imagination, their inner faculty. That's the 80% people don't talk about.
Right.
That's the stuff that people just like put under the pillow. The realness of it all, that the 80% is coming from that, that deeper knowing. Because that's the coming together, that's the whole coming together of it. The blackness, the darkness, the triple darkness, and says what you talking about, you know what I mean? Triple darkness.
All right, right.
You know what I'm saying? And when it's expressed, it's shed into a new light, and that's what we come to use it. But at the end of the day, it's all from that, from that inner place,
Right,
and
right.
we can talk to it and we can give it its direct commands if we know how to do it. Now,
Right.
a lot of people probably never knew this, and they probably get situations they thought they were theirs, but they aren't theirs. You know what I'm saying? Like the news, I gotta get a shot. I got it. What the fuck? I'm like,
Right.
what? What the fuck? I'm
Bro,
not talking
honestly,
about all that.
and
You know what I'm saying?
I'm grateful that some aspects of my inner being are so strong in certain areas where I just know, like, all right, anything outside of what always been said in this area in my life is a program for sure. You know what I'm saying?
I'm good.
Like, and for me though, I just always understand, man, anything trying to promote fear, like again, with no solutions. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna bring up something to be aware of, then all right, let's spend more time talking on the solution than the problem. And that's just my energy. I would always feel it. Like, if a person spend more time talking about a problem than a solution, I would either butt in to say, hey, let's talk about solutions, or just have that cue, like, all right, this is, my exit. Because I'm like, I already know what time it is, like point blank period. I don't need to be focusing on no fearful shit. So and I realized too, again, like being aware of, because even with myself, holding myself accountable, like, not saying nothing, because how I made a video about how we could be like an agent to other people, in a sense, even though you're strong on your growth. Like, you could be an agent in one area. So say, for instance, I'm masterful at not giving a like, let's say herb don't affect me, and I'm masterful at knowing that herb don't affect me. You masterful at visualizations, but you feel like herb affect you. You come around me and kind of like, oh man, that herb, you know what I'm saying? Because even with myself, even, you know what I'm saying, like, that herb could affect you and this and that. It's like, knowing that in that moment is not necessarily that person trying to, intentionally mess over me, as much as they dealing with that program in that area. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
you're
saying?
reflecting in a sense.
Right. Because again, like, catching myself with a lot of things, it's like, bro, whatever you're doing, don't express it in a manner that's like trying to plug fear into somebody's head. You know what I'm saying? Because we know where that's coming from. Automatic.
Fear, you know what I mean? And that's good to express, because you ain't got to explain nothing on a fear, because it's not a good energy to grasp. It's something that we all came here to ascend from, if you know what I mean. Like, we came here to ascend from these dense lower emotions, and a lot of people forget that, and they hold on to these things while they're growing, and you really don't need it, if you know what I mean. You really don't. If you release it all, you're going to do yourself a service, really. But it takes a tapping. Not even tapping, but it takes that inner self to be like, you got to talk to yourself. You really do. You got to add some truths within yourself to uplift yourself, because outside circumstances, even auto-suggestion, even yourself, self-talk, this individual themselves have got themselves into a program where it's going to take a little work to get themselves out.
Right.
For myself, that's why I work on myself every day, to get myself out of this shit.
Man,
but
moment to moment, bro, it could seem as tedious, but it's like, bro, I gotta do it. Like, I gotta see, in every moment, like, where these programming's coming from, and retract. Like, oh, all right, I see that's where that one start. When I do this, then that open up. All right, bam. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just start, and as you start putting away, or understanding that these certain programs wasn't you, it's like, and now implementing the positive ones, to replace that, you know what I'm saying, and to amplify that alignment, in essence. So for sure.
Right. Yeah, most definitely. I feel that. And I got this is a whole new shift, but I want to say about how pretty much, the dream world can pretty much like shift you, help you change yourself outside in the external world, if you know what I mean, because that's the real world. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, if you come in with an intention, this is what I realized. Like, I did the spirit walk one time, It's where you get some wine and you get some natural water and you bathe in it, okay? And you have this intention, and then you go to sleep. I did that one time, and I drank. I remember I drank the whole bottle. I don't know why I did that, but I'm glad I did because I was so intoxicated and I still left my body. You know what I'm saying? I drank 2 bottles of wine. This is like 2 months ago.
Right.
2 bottles of wine, did a spirit walk, and I went through this tunnel. I got shot in this tunnel, and I'm in these circumstances. You know, it was weird. My friends were there, my mom was there, and I was going through these events. And it was in the now, like, I was like, damn, it made me change. It made me come out and be a changed person. It was like, it was how I was acting towards these people. They were acting towards me. Like, my reflection towards them was coming at me, and it was fucked up. Like, man, I got my ass beat by myself. You know what I mean? It was a lesson.
Part.
Yeah,
that part,
like my perception on these people came out. It's because I was thinking that way. You know what I'm saying? It's reflecting. You know, it was low key like, damn. You know what I mean? And I remember I did it. I'm like, shit, I might not need to do that again. You know, because I was decent, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I got good. I learned what I needed to learn. Like, you can always go back and learn what you got to learn, but that specific situation had me something I could work on for that moment. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get me decent.
It sounds like almost like a psychedelic experience, you know, like it's a deep, strong, like, whoo, this is what it is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't always need to keep going through it that intensely to tap into what you know, the message that you got the first time, you know?
Yeah, straight up. But it was very profound, like to the point where I'm like, damn, I noticed how dreams are really powerful. In another instance, I remember, I don't know what happened, but I know the lesson, but it was like, I don't know what intention I asked to have this wonderful lesson. It was me and my twin brother who was in this fucking jungle. And I'm like, bro, I need to go to the jungle. He was like, bro, here's my helicopter, but I need you to take me. He's like, no, bro, here. So he popped up there, dropped his helicopter off, and then he's like, bro, you got to get there yourself. I'm like, fuck. I knew exactly what that meant. It's like, bro, you have all the powers to do it. You don't need nobody. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I did it my damn self. I'm up in the jungle with a helicopter in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? It was calm. I'm whipping it in the jungle. You know what I'm saying? And it was so beautiful. And I've noticed how powerful these other realms, so you can really like get in alignment to like be a better you, if you know what I mean. Like the intentions. You know, and another thing, I just got these herbs called Zakeda, the dream herb, okay? I just ordered the dream herb offline. And what I'm gonna start doing is sipping it. You know, like, you ever heard of the dream herb?
So I never heard that name. I know mugwort is great for lucid dreaming and dreaming, so much so to where it's so powerful you could just put it under your pillow without even doing nothing to it. But what's the herb you just said?
It's a Zakeda kind of teacher. I can write it down for you. I don't know the word, but it's called a dream herb. Just type in a dream herb.
I was about to say, look, spirit gonna lead me for sure. Let me see. Hold on, let me grab one.
Yeah, just type in dream herb, and then when you type in the dream herb, you're gonna see the Zakeda something teacher. It got a long, weird name, but it's for sure the dream herb. I literally just ordered that today, and I noticed it's coming, but I looked it up. They say like it's so bitter and nasty. It's powerful. You know what I mean? It's that type. It's like the shamans use it to be initiated, and it's like very, very deep visuals. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's very deep. Like you drink it, you can drink it throughout the day, you can smoke it, but you get it way more when you drink it. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
But you drink it and you go to sleep, shit, it's beautiful itself. You know what I mean?
Bro, because, all right, and when you said it was bitter, I'm like, damn, that also point back to that liver aspect, what we brought up earlier, because most bitter stuff, you know, work with the liver. But I'm gonna have to check that out, because mugwort not necessary. Mugwort is somewhat kind of bitter too on a vibe. You know, it ain't the greatest tasting herb to have as a tea, but it definitely does its due with lucid dreaming for sure. I need to, mugwort for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get mugwort. But I heard like mugwort, I wouldn't say it's light, but is it like could you smoke it and be decent?
Yeah, mugwort. I done had it in blends, because matter of fact, speaking on my own experiences, like I put mugwort in my, in my herb and definitely feel like a strong vibe. What's funny is like certain moments, especially when I got my intention right with the cannabis plant, like the mugwort is still, again, like I have my strong visions and everything and a good memory of it. And what I would do though, for sure though, because it's always be me, is like I try to get it strongly as soon as I come out of my dream. So I have my little tablet ready, to write stuff down. But uh the mugwort by itself, like smoking it, is also pretty, you know what I'm saying? Like uh what I'm saying is like I done had it with the cannabis, but you could smoke it by itself, and of course it's gonna still have even stronger effects. But yeah, whether you do it in a tea, you could do it in capsule form like a supplement, or smoke it. But
Oh, for sure.
let me
And
see.
another,
Me personally, I feel like my strongest vibes, like when I get deep into my sleep, I feel like my strongest vibes was like having it as a tea. Cause when I smoke it, I still would tap in, but I'm saying it's like this because I feel like part of smoking was also feeling like, I don't know, because it's close. It felt like it had more of effect, if that makes sense. Like because I was smoking it, you know what I'm saying? But the results wise, when I look at it, was like from the tea. You know what I'm saying? The tea gave
it's let
stronger
it
results.
sit. The tea lets you make it sit in you. You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Yeah,
Cause
yeah,
it,
yeah. I feel that.
cause literally, yep, like with the elements, like smoking it is kind of just bringing it with the air element, and the air element is now you're here, now you're going. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
moves a little faster. So yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But like with this dream stuff, you ever heard about like having the same dream over and over again, like a long dream in a sense? Like
Mhm.
they were talking about with this herb, some people will go through a dream and it lasts for days, type stuff, like a journey. If you know what I mean, you think when you shut your eyes, you go somewhere different, but you back at it. You back at it, going against things, nigga. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. You know what I mean? You wish you was up, type stuff.
I mean, honestly, again, like the dream realm is reflected in this realm. So if we experiencing lesson loops in the physical, that's a reflection of like a long dream. Because again, I don't
Do
like
that.
I say for instance, I won't like not use that as an excuse to like not tap in. Cause like we said, that's the
Oh,
real
God.
realm, you know what I'm saying? It's tapping into that higher, the higher plane and the astral aspect. But it's also like making sure that how can I say, uh oh damn, it slipped my thought. Probably was something I wasn't supposed to say or something. What I was just saying, tapping in with the astral. Oh, to not make an excuse for like like seeing the dream symbol. So knowing that everything you experience in the physical is a projection of, your dreaming
In the
experience
world.
in essence, or or you're experiencing what's a reflection of what's going on in your subconscious, aka, that astral,
Right.
existence, so that's a
It's all connection, pretty much. Big
right, right,
connection.
right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's what I gotta keep knowing. I gotta remember. It's all about the remembering of remembering at the end of the day. But to know that we're beyond this place, we
Mhm.
gotta remember that. It's so hard to be dense, to be light again and then dense because we got so much in front of us. If you know what I mean, it's like,
Right.
you know what I mean. It's straight up like that. It's like getting caught up in this fucking dream and knowing damn well this not it. You know.
I feel like, that's why when I first started my growth, I reverted to that aspect of being to myself a lot, and like more so like a hermit vibe, and just like, like really tapping in the self. Cause again, when I look at the product of like, oh man, your videos really help and stuff like that, well, I'm like, shit, I was sitting there like mostly just tapping in, like meditating my ass off, you know what I'm saying? Like staying in that, on that level with it. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
Going there with it.
gotta
I
go
feel that.
within,
That's the
man.
key.
The only way out is in.
Yeah, and that's what that's the truth. And that's what was funny. My angels, it's weird, angel numbers and stuff. Like
Mm.
my angels, they be playing with me. but they be talking to me in these weird vibrations. One day, they be like, we know you're scared to tap in, and they'll throw me a number because they feel my energy. If you know what I mean. I don't be scared, but it's like, damn, some shit be so new. It's like, fuck, if you know what I mean. Not even like the cut. Sorry for my language, y'all. Yeah. But you know, man, like some of that stuff be so new in the feelings, man. You never know what you expect. Cause I'm on this path where I know I'm gonna get shut off in a cannon. They're gonna shoot me off in a cannon, if you know what I mean.
Right.
I'm not gonna be here. Like it feels like I'm not gonna see this shit no more within me, and I know it. And I have to come to terms with that, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able, I'm gonna see the truth in a little bit, and I know it. And that's like my ego trying to stop me, if you know what I mean. He's like, he knows what's gonna happen. He knows what's gonna happen. I know, and I'm happy, but it's like, jeez, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
let that shit go, right?
Right. Yeah, it's nothing, but it's like it's the ego. I swear to God. Sometimes my ego be popping up, you know.
Nah, bro. Look, I've constantly, like I tell people, man, it's a constant growth, constant staying consistent with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause seeing myself be somebody who done YouTube videos and then had to go back into dark places and still being able to unconditionally love myself and stay in the repetition of like, keep moving, keep going. Cause one thing I do know is that a lot of things that are being presented out of fear is from ego. And, you know, just by, again, like knowing that much and constantly being aware, you'll have, again, people, places, and things that's going to constantly remind you why, because at the end of the day, you mostly focusing on doing your work and tapping in inward and knowing, again, like this realm ain't the end all be all, you know, this version of our existence, you know.
Right.
And again, it's like that balance of being in the world but not of it, you know. That doesn't mean I'm spending every moment like, all right, I'm trying to get the fuck out of here, I'm trying to get the fuck out, you know, because that's not being that's not being present, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then also not trying to be up in here like holding on like, oh man, I remember when back in the day, or I remember when back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's like fully present to tap in to, again, release that unhealthy ego, bro. Like, I think that's why The Power of Now was such a great book for me, because it pointed out the little sneaky aspects of the ego, you know, and how it could take that back door. But honestly, like, again, back to the simple understanding of just any type of fear, you know what I'm saying, or anything that's trying to scare me away from a situation, you know.
Yeah,
in most cases.
Yeah, it's an installment. Fear is an installment that it doesn't have to be a part of your program, only if you allow it.
Right.
And as much as that's so easy to say, but it's so easy to go by too, because it's so what you are responding to.
Right.
But you have triggers. If you respond off your trigger, you're not gonna have no luck getting out of it. But if you will be aware of what's going on, of the expression, there's some change in that, because you're not giving it any action. You're in the stillness. Stillness is a beautiful thing.
Right.
Stillness is, and I think you maybe not even have to teach it. People don't really have to teach it, but be it themselves, you know, just be in one place, one time, and just observe, you know? And I noticed that was key for my growth for the past in and out, like over the past months, me be in stillness, I've grown the most. You know, like I've noticed that my energy in my body's been getting light, because there's been a ringing sound in my head for the past 2 to 3 months. It ain't never stopped. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, I love it. I know my vibration going up, because it's like I wouldn't have got that. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly. As a matter of fact, with the tapping in with the writing and stuff, I was catching a little vibe of like, damn. And again, I was more so that ego voice looking in hindsight, observing. But like, you know, am I sitting here journaling too much? You know, because I write out a lot of stuff on some scripting vibes, and journaling. If I gotta, you know, in the relevance to the now moment, I gotta dive into past or future dimension, you know what I'm saying, and journal about that. But definitely, again, bro, sitting and writing it, I was feeling like, and I always realized that, like, that voice that's trying to get you to move off of you sitting with yourself and tapping in, no matter what it's telling you to do. Because again, it could come in, it could get sneaky and be like, go read this book or work with this, something that seems spiritual, but it's throwing you off of really sitting with yourself, if that makes sense,
Bro, that happened to me today off the gab. I have a package today, and it's like it has something to do with my crystals I ordered, right? And I'm supposed to be meditating, and it's like go see if your crystals come. Next thing you know, but just because I seen like the delivery truck that had nothing to do with me, my mind wanted to not go within. He didn't want to do that because he know what the fuck be going on. He know when you get work done. You know what I mean? This be work going through the 10, 15, 20-minute sessions. Just work throughout every meditation you do, whatever you do for yourself, it's work. Like, it's hella work. You don't even know type stuff. Like, right. He knew it, then he threw in this little ease, and low key, I got myself off. Like, I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna be honest. But it's so easy to slip. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's so positive, nah, nigga, nah. You know what I'm saying? It be like that. Right. Straight up.
Definitely gotta just stay tapped into that vibe of what if you see yourself tapping in, bro. Yeah, I think what's the name of my little book? Cause that kind of helped as a reminder too. There's a little book called Taming the Drunken Monkey. You know what I'm saying? There's a book that explains, like, how the mind is like a monkey, just always trying to get us to like be scattered in any way, form, or fashion. That's kind of like the ego aspect. It's like trying to get us to be separate and everywhere except for like whole and with self, and present in the moment, but
and I'm really low-key picking that up. That's the ego. And if you could just me looking back, it's all triggers. The triggers, because it's like, I'm up. Woo! Yeah. Ooh, right. You know what I'm saying? You start dancing with everybody. Now you tired. You know what I'm saying? That's how it be. It's right. Like you start to tap dance. You hit you off the strength. It's not even a thought. It's like, okay, this, okay, that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right. It literally, like, because that's what I was saying earlier on the video. I'm like, it literally like becomes to where our environment has a remote control, and we like a T. You know what I'm saying? Like, where those triggers, external triggers now kind of have control over us, because it's like, all right, if this just, you press this button and bam, like you say, hence why it's so important about the subconscious work and programming is like, because once you program, and tap in for yourself, you don't have to overthink things to get things done, because you done program your subconscious to be in alignment with your true being. So all you need to do is just, go with the flow of things, but not until though we learn, like, again, transmute those triggers, you know what I'm saying, and be aware of those triggers and that trauma, and heal that for sure. But yeah, my brother, like, I even had that on the little time travel aspect. It's like like triggers are basically emotional flashbacks and lesson loops happening to get us to pay attention to what's the root reason to why we always end up back in this same situation, you know what I'm saying? And literally, like, again, when I think about like certain aspects with smoking and just certain little habits and stuff like that, or certain little things, well, if I feel like I'm repeating the same thing exactly from another day, I'm like, all right, this is some type of loop, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could also like just peep it out like that too. But again, and back to giving thanks for the awareness. Because by being aware, literally, it's like the ego does work in that man. It's like, all right, he or she watching me. So I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't pull out my bag of tricks. And the better we watch, back to that stillness aspect. And I look at stillness almost like the rope-a-dope. Like, all right, ego, you could punch all that, and I'm gonna just, Muhammad Ali you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let you do your little punches, and then bam, come with that counter, just from the aspect of, again, like allowing for it to waste his energy. Because what I realize is when I'm still, it keeps me focused in the area in most cases that is highly beneficial for me, you know what I'm saying? Compared to like if I'm trying to multitask or do, like for me, I feel like anytime I'm trying to multitask too much in a moment, that's automatically like, that's just, you know what I'm saying? Shit trying to have me scatterbrain, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy how I'm looking at that, and it's crazy. Like, so I'm just looking at my experience, like, oh
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like, dang, it's funny because it's like, it's that's the truth. Like to look at it, like, yeah, oh God, it's man, he's a trickster, no cap. It's a trickster up there, if you know what I'm saying. A whole trickster. It could be when he's trying to work against you. Like at the end of the day, I feel like there's positives in it all. Like sometimes I don't even know, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like when it's not to that type of density, like when you just have your mind to be your mind, is what I'm saying.
Right, right,
You know
right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
In that fashion. But when it gets to that point, it can get tricky, and you have to be stern on that awareness and like literally just be aware and not too fixated on one aspect of the mind and
Right.
you know, or one aspect of the feeling, because you're gonna get thrown off by that feeling and just go towards it, be possessed in a sense, you know. And another thing,
Mm-hmm.
I just got something, a download. Every thought you get ain't yours. Every feeling you get ain't yours. People can send you thoughts and feelings, and you can act out things. So I learned that. I learned that the hard way. I learned that the hard way.
And a download on top of what you just said, and you could tell who that feeling or thought was projected from by seeing what you're dealing with in that moment afterwards. You know, like, all right, say for instance, so and so ate popcorn a lot, and I'm eating popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Like it could show up in that essence too, like in showing you the symbols of like where it's connected, so you can have more of awareness of, you know, what you're working
Right,
on.
what you getting it from? Yeah, that's the key, and that's and now that you said that just by hearing that, it's like I get all these flashbacks of occurrences of like picking up shit you probably didn't even know you picked up.
Right.
Because it's up the vibe, you know.
Because again, it's like that understanding of you could feel these things, but is not like overpowering you in that sense of it. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
to always understand that it's you're sensitive to energy and it's being projected to you, but it's not you. You know what I'm saying? I think with like with protection, like emotional intelligence and being grounded, like being grounded and having emotional intelligence is like the protection in essence, you know?
Yeah. And that's key to have. That's definitely key to have, so you can have awareness of what's going on within yourself. Because like just say for instance, if you didn't, you're gonna be acting out a lot of things that ain't true. It's like people are gonna possess your rocket ship in a sense, if you know what I mean. Like
no, bro. Yes, sir.
It can happen like that. Cause like I remember there was point in times I was doing shit I did not fucking want to do. And like I noticed it wasn't me. It just feel the energies off. Like if you're blindly giving into it and you know it just doesn't feel right when you walk, that's possession. You like, I don't even want to fucking do this. And it's just like that's possession. Like you don't even want to fucking walk it, but you're walking it because the thought came in type shit. It's like possession. You know what I'm saying? Your truth, your soul ain't even in the act, and you're still doing it. You know what I mean? That's possession. That's not you. Like,
right.
If you know what I mean, that's just a whole different. That's a thought form. And another thing people don't know, we have as above, so below. Like these negative beings that can work through negative thoughts that can make us act out. Not make us, but what I'm saying.
We definitely don't want to talk like that. Oh, no.
Yeah, they don't make us, but you know that
they don't make us do.
Yeah, that's how to change that, because it's like that's me acting out the shit. That's why I had to change it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was getting some dense frequencies of me doing drugs and shit, and I remember them talking to me, and I was acting out. I was doing whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? But it was me. But I noticed that they were there. It was like an entity. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing.
Right, right.
It's an entity, it's an energy behind it. You can talk to it. It's like something is behind it. So like, be aware what's going on, if you know what I mean. Like these people, these things, if you really have a sense of yourself, you can know exactly where it's coming from, if you know what I mean. Like you kind of have a sense of like, this is me, this ain't me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I think I look back to the earliest stages of my growth, you know what I'm saying? And like how much I did like draw back from almost everybody on some like, damn, all right, I could feel, you know what I'm saying? And just think about like, all right, anything that kind of, not any and everything, but for the most part, you know, a lot of things that came after my first strong awakening, like, you know, be aware that it could be some form of programming that got implemented in, you know? So definitely.
Yeah, straight up.
But again, it's like that with that awareness is always a balance of understanding things could be projected, but at the end of the day, it's all you, you know, of what you attract. Like, you know, like you create you creating a situation, you know. So
yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I definitely feel that. But it's like it's like putting yourself in a low vibration, and that's what you attract within yourself. And that's what's the only thing you're gonna get from yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Like literally,
that's exactly how I
yep.
do. And you feel like nothing, everything around you is negative, and you seem like it's out of you, but it's in you. And I start to see that. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, this is all you though, but you're resonating at a low energy, so you're gonna be attracting that. You know?
Right.
Like attract likes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to see that definitely. Like, if you're at a low vibration, I mean, that's what you are. You're gonna be attracting that to you because you're on that realm, you know. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's something wrong when you really don't know. Like, there's nothing wrong with nothing. I got like, you know, but like when you don't know what's happening and it's happening to you, that's when it gets scary because you don't know how it's coming.
Right. Nah, that's real, bro. I think that's where again, like with a little sit back and having to tap in with self comes in. Because at that point, you know, it's like nothing outside you for damn sure gonna tell you better than what, you know,
in itself.
in that moment. So it's like you have no choice but to tap in, you know, and go within yourself. That's it.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah, I definitely feel that. And it's like really staying in this vibration, staying in a high vibration so you can be neutral, you know, not being too low. And when you're out of positivity, stay neutral so you can be protected in a sense. If you know what I mean? Like the soul food is positivity, and to lose the weight of like balancing yourself out in terms of like exerting your energy. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep it neutral and not put yourself at a lower state because that can take you out of alignment. That can take you out of balance, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. Like you're saying, basically, like just stay, you know, like do your best to stay away from those lower states of vibration, but still keeping yourself in spiritual equilibrium. You know, again, like even thinking about like alkaline to acid in our diet, you know what I'm saying? Like how that is best at us, you know, at an equilibrium, you know, because too much alkaline could actually cause our bones and stuff to rot, you know what I'm saying? Like it has any extreme, you know what I'm saying, in that sense. But again, balance doesn't mean holding on to lower vibrations that no longer serve us as much as it means just, you know, balancing again, like from the root to the crown type of aspect.
Yeah,
like, you know,
out with the old, in with the new, you know, everywhere, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
most definitely, man.
Yeah, I feel that. And another thing, the food. We gotta get back on the food and how like food changes you, like it do. And people like, man, I wish I had some ingredients. Yeah, I do. I'm an asshole for myself, calling my own self out eating and shit, but the honestly, you know, but like the food we eat, it plays a trick on the mind. Like if I'm eating food that empowers me, like if I'm eating organic food, if I'm eating this food that just makes me feel good, I'm gonna keep myself at a higher vibration and want to change more. But if I'm eating the same old shit I ate before, it's gonna be hard for me to change. And another thing, make sure that the ingredients that you have in your food has simple ingredients, because a lot of this food, like processed food, has ingredients that came from plastics, dyes, and stuff like that. Like, man,
Mhm.
let me read some of this shit. Like iron phosphate, thiamine, mononitrates. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can live without that type of shit.
Right. But that's how I always saw it. I'm like, bro, if it's more than just simply what it is, then it's too much, you know?
Yeah, and my triggers today, like I be like, man, as long as I'm eating, I don't think God give a fuck. But he low key do, meaning like my higher self does want me to eat. He does want me to eat better than what I'm doing, because I have this awareness, I have this knowledge to be a healthy ass dude, but I be still like my ego, like, yeah, but you know, I mean, that little
Bro,
voice.
look, man, I already know. Cause honestly, like as you saying that, like I know today, all I had was like matter of fact, I ain't even have my little organic cacao yet. I'm gonna do that right now. But basically, all I had was a orange, and I've been drinking like a dandelion tea, which is good for detoxing and stuff like that. But and the part of me strong on my growth early in my stages in my videos, like no salts. When I first started, I was very strong, like no salts, no sugars. Or if it was sugar or salt, it had to be naturally from that, you know what I'm saying? From whatever it is I'm eating, you know. But
Right.
it definitely makes a difference, bro.
Yeah, most definitely. I notice how my thoughts are and how my body feels. Like when I eat certain things that have a lot of stuff in it, my thoughts race. The feelings in my body change. Like everything that you eat has an energy to it. You know, even that little ingredient has a energy just because it's added. You know what I'm saying?
It's a little universe, bro. In that little monoglycoside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole little world.
Yeah. This is all little energy, you know? You know, and it has a part, it does something with your body that, you know, if you didn't have it, you can notice it, but like if you have it, it does something a little different, you know, and you have to keep that in mind. And I'm telling y'all for a fact, and this is for all y'all people, if we got anybody in the government that make this food, why the fuck y'all keep putting soybean oil and everything? It's because it changes your hormones. They know what they're doing.
Right.
They know what they're doing, you know, they do. They put soybean oil and everything that ain't supposed to have soybean in it. And that just goes to show you they know how to work with your subconscious mind. They know how to make you, they influence you to be a bitch. I'm sorry to say that, y'all. They try to influence
bruh, the whole game is about like a lot of demasculinization, you know what I'm saying? And making us more passive. And for me, like hence with working with the iron, excuse me, y'all, and the hematite. But as you saying, I made a joke about that. Like vegan food or like healthy food wouldn't have to go out of their way to say, hey, no soy, if it wasn't, you know, it's doing that for a reason. Like I tell people, pay attention to those, you know, that doesn't mean like all vegan food packages are the holy of holy at explaining what's best for you. Just in the simple example of it, it's like, you know, you see that they said no soy. And when dealing with a lot of that health food is it brings it up in the sense of like showing you like, yeah, this is all the shit that affect you. So they say no soy, no fake sugars, you know, natural salt, you know, like it's saying this, letting you know, like, all right, these are the aspects that are unhealthy, or no artificial flavors, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of like a reverse vibe, like, all right, if the vegan stuff that's supposed to be healthy is saying like always like, nah, no soy, then to, you know, but again, like do your own research, of course, but just peeping out though, like again, like you see most of the health food be like, oh no, we don't have no soy in our stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because even with that aspect, like with vegan food that's made with soy, with tofu, you know what I'm saying? I'm still like, again, that's why it is just about awareness in general. and being aware of what you put in your temple and making sure, again, yes, like simplicity is, the best thing, because again,
Yeah, 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 it is. And
I
that's what
could go
I'm.
like pistachios and bananas and dates was like my fix for the longest. Like, and that'd be like, because that's another thing too. My body, like, all right, so if I am eating, again, I'm bringing in simple ingredients, and my body is aware of how this works. Like, all right, we know the vibration of pistachios, bananas, and dates. So it ain't nothing like, oh, all right, where this coming from? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I be wearing stuff. Yeah,
Right,
I
right.
feel that. Off the wall, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, bro,
I
yes,
know what
bro.
you're talking about. That's funny that you say that because it's like I ate a bag of hot popcorn. My thoughts are racing and um you know what I'm saying? That red 40, that you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Oh, whatever the fuck. You read a bag of hot popcorn shit. You need a dictionary to be able to read all the motherfucking words. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit in
right.
there, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It just
Yeah,
makes you feel different. Like it really plays key to watch what you eat. And I'm a dude. I mean, I say this, and the only reason why I be trying to eat this shit is because I be trying to say I'm aware. I be trying to act like this shit don't bother me, but it's so damn good and cheap. I gotta get off
right.
that cheap shit. You know what I'm saying? don't listen to me, y'all. If I say it's cheap, don't listen to me. It ain't
Man.
supposed to be cheap. You know
Nah,
what I
cause
mean?
I'm about to say these cacao wafers, they're like 100% cacao, is ceremonial grade cacao, and that's what actually is made into chocolate. Like, and so with when they mix it with milk and all that other shit, but this is straight up cacao. But yeah, it costs a nice little penny for a little jar. Matter of fact, I ain't no we ain't plugging nobody in like that, but just at least showing y'all the little package, with some nice little cacao wafers, And again, organic, 100% cacao, nothing else. It's just little cacao. And matter of fact, and it's real bitter, but it's good for I know it's good for serotonin release. And then on here they talk about calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, and potassium, but and they use cacao in ceremonies with like mushrooms or a lot of times with ayahuasca as well, because it's a great for grounding, and it works well with the heart chakra too. But
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. So in essence, chocolate is good for you. The natural chocolate.
cacao, yeah, straight drop, like, you know what I'm saying, like no cut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, no Oreo. No
but
Oreo, no Hershey with it. Nah, keep it smooth.
nah, it definitely again, bro, yeah, that whole aspect with what we taking into our body, because I realize again, it's like a little universe. So for sure, like that red 40 and all that, that's a whole little world, another little.
Yeah. And I'll be acting like I'll be acting like it don't bother me, but I'm a person that feels like there
Right,
be times where I remember my ego would say, it's okay to eat this chicken, but I'll eat the chicken, feel like shit and try to smoke it out. Still
right,
feel like shit, try to sleep it out. Wake up, I kind of feel okay, but you still
right,
feel iffy for what you did. You know what I'm saying? It be like that. Like you just killed this nigga and you ate his body type shit. Like you trying to get away with murder. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel. That's kind of how I see, because
well, and
I don't
well,
know,
I'm
for
balanced
me.
in seeing it like that, because anything you gotta give thanks for everything you eat, because photosynthesis is a living process, so it's murder to plants as well. You know, so
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah. My ego, how I hit it, I'm just very compassionate. It's crazy how I look at it. I'm like, I feel so sorry killing these animals because I see myself killing them. If I eat a chicken, I feel
right,
like
right,
I
right,
killed them, and I feel so sad. That's why I low key don't eat it. But like sometimes I had these thoughts of like, oh, it's okay, and then when I do it, I feel so sad. Like I don't really feel good.
right,
You
right,
know
right,
what I'm
right, right,
saying?
right.
I
And
feel
I
like
think
kind of
too,
awful.
in Louisiana, being from Louisiana, where a lot of people hunt and do their stuff more hands-on, where it's like, all right, you're not allowing for somebody else to do the dirty work, so to speak. Like
Yeah,
if you're gonna eat it, be the person that, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
that saw it all through, type of
yeah.
energy. But again, like on both sides, I just say again, like yes, when you eat certain meats in general, you know, it comes with that energy. But from the murdering perspective, I'm like, nah, because we murder anything, like, you know what I'm saying, like celery, like, or whatever.
Yeah,
That,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I say this, and like I tell anybody, fruits is like the one thing in nature where it really shows like, hey, eat me, because I hit the ground and rot if you don't. You know what I'm saying? Compared to like vegetables, where like a lot of vegetables, once you deroot it, that's like killing the whole crop because you got to go and replant. You know what I'm saying? In essence. But
Right.
again, and hence just going back to the aspect of seeing like, bro, just give thanks for whatever it is, you know,
Hell
because
yeah. Oh,
because honestly,
that's true.
again, every step you could be taking, there could be something microscopic that you're stepping on and killing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like always just giving thanks for you know what I'm saying? Like in
Oh
that sense
God.
of it.
Yeah. I feel that. No. I feel that on God though. I
And,
do feel that though.
and again, like, cause I'm not no excuse to eat meat or anything in that sense, like, you know, not using that as any excuses, you know, because again, I see the vibe of everything across the board, because for me, even seeing like also the importance of like who's preparing our food,
Right.
like that, that makes a difference in that sense, because it could be uh veggies and stuff like that. But if somebody who preparing the food energy was off when they was preparing it, and hence why I see with a lot of stuff, it just goes back to nature and the essence of like growing our own crops, you know, and that way, again, like we pulling our own fruits and making our own little dishes and stuff like that, or and to each his own, because some people done step to a level where also they not even eating no more in that sense of it. They eating prana, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't eat physical food. So again, it's like not to outrule any, you know what I'm saying?
There's levels to it, I see.
Yes, sir.
Levels.
But
Ladders.
right,
But yeah,
right.
I feel that. Like I feel like it's all about the energy behind it with the intent and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It plays a big difference in it all. You know what I mean? Like I do see that. Like
Nah,
God, it just goes to show you, man. Like life is simple, but behind the veil leads so much complexities that make it simple. You know what I mean? Like
right,
the
right,
complexities of ingredients to how it does something to your body. It's so simple in the form, but the complexities of what it do to you. You
right, right.
know this. You know what I'm saying? Like what? This is simple, huh? It is what it is, though.
The
You know, it's
parody,
so
yeah, yeah.
complex. It's
The
like much in depth. Like whoa, it
nah,
really is.
definitely, my brother.
Yeah, to the point like it really makes me see like it's all about how you not really how you get it, but the energy behind it in a sense, you know,
Hmm.
and the purity of it. Like if I just
Right,
eat a fucking rock, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna have some purity. You know
right,
what I
right,
mean? That's why when you get candy, you make your teeth rot. It has a purity towards it, you know,
right, right.
and like I don't. It has to be pure enough for your body in a sense because we all eat different things, you know. But if it's pure to you, it may not be pure to that person. But our body, you were saying this in one of your videos, like this nigga, you were saying like you could eat this meat in a situation that you may had to go through. This was like a video a few years ago, like you may have to eat this certain type of food for this little event, but it
Yeah,
led you to
yeah.
a higher place. You know what
Right,
I'm
right, right, right,
saying?
right.
It gets to
Like,
that. Like, okay, I'm with a date with my girl's, parents. We're eating some fucking chicken, but it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? It's like a one and done thing in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
right. I think of my when I went to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, like, I was like, and for sure, like straight vegan. And again, like hearing that from inner guidance, like you ain't gonna kill yourself, from especially when it's done in experience, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, this experience is gonna be so high vibrational for you in that essence where the food won't affect you, and you've been on your shit so much to where again, like this ain't, and to even fall in the mind frame, like again, you're not doing it out of like, oh, I'm gonna constantly eat this because fuck it, I could transmute it. More so like, oh no, this is a one-time thing. And again, and because I realized too, what helps is like that that amnesia, Tom Brady amnesia, I call it, but just being so present with self and forgiving. Well, if like say outside of like those moments where it's meant to that extent, like you eat something or whatever you do, just drop the fact of looking at it as bad or like, oh, I just ate something bad. Like you have to stay tapped into the moment, you know,
Yeah.
because I done recognize that I done flowed into some states of like doing things that wouldn't have happened if I'd have dwelled on what I ate before. And again, this is not no, as I'm sharing with everybody, you know, it is not no aspect to give excuse to eat unhealthy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because again, I realized for myself, the lighter the better as far as like whatever feels like it's bringing in more energy and allowing for me to be more clear, you know what I'm saying, in my state of being, you know what I'm saying? Back to what we are saying with not having too much of the extra little names and stuff like that. But definitely, if again, if you see yourself eat something that quote unquote, you know, may not be healthy or whatever, again, like, and that just goes across the board with spiritual, you know, unconditional love basis, what indirectly is what I'm saying, like to
Yeah,
not
yeah.
not judge yourself in that moment and move forward and be present. And you'll realize that, all right, damn, it'll become the past that quick. And you could, you know, shift to being healthier again or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But
Just finding the beauty in it all and keep it up, keep it moving in this sense. You know what I'm saying? Like keep it stepping. I feel that. And that's crazy how I just think of that because I'm like, I remember that, like, kind of just like there's lessons in it all, you know, and you have to take it and run with it. Look at it as a lesson and run with it and not dwell on it and beat yourself up and then like, and you know, not get nothing out of it, but negativity in a sense.
Right. Because again, now's the vibrate. What's done is done. You know, from that point, you could either accept it or be mad at yourself for it.
Right.
And which one picks up your vibration? You know, being mad at yourself or unconditionally loving yourself. You know, so something. Again, as we talking about the food aspect, because for myself, you know, like once I started getting into like, you know, like I got bougie with it real quick because I always felt like, bro, I want to get all that super expensive shit, and not stuff with a lot of ingredients in it, but like, you know, like it might be some nuts or something that, like I like say for instance, I started shopping at some of these places and seeing tiger nuts, and I'm like, damn, I ain't never saw you know, nuts with this much magnesium or this much, and you know, and it comes from a different region, but like enjoying like the experience of the newness of, you know, tapping in with the raw foods and, you know, high vibrational foods, you know, that's what helped me shift as well. Cause I'm like, I done had this chicken before, I done had this before. So I know for sure this is a, you know, taste buds moment, you know, in that sense of it. And again, and as I say that, not talking about the Roscoe's experience, but more so like I use chicken as an example, but because again, the Roscoe's experience was like, all right, because literally that's how it is. It's like a bucket list as a soul. Like, all right, in this lifetime, I don't remember the past few lifetimes. I don't remember eating that Roscoe's chicken and waffles. They say it's all this, all that. I want to have that experience. That way, I ain't, you know, I don't have no, because even right now, like I don't never want to eat Roscoe's again. You know what I'm saying? Like I got that experience. You know, is checklist. You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel that. No, I feel that.
Because I do feel like there's a somewhat of a bucket list vibe to our experience on, like, you know, of course, like learning in general and knowing that we're more than just humans on a, you know, knowing that it's more than just the physical, and with that experience doing stuff that I don't know, it feel like certain stuff we might, and I say for instance that my soul would be like, oh, I want to reincarnate just to eat some Roscoe's, you know what I'm saying? Like that'll be the determining factor. But but it's just like seeing though, like where having certain experiences does give that energy of like, all right, like, you know what I'm saying? So I could tap more into this lighter shit, you know, if that makes sense. You know, it's like, all right, I really got to see that, you know, all right, my taste buds was cool with that, but all right, cool. But, you know.
Yeah, back to the real shit, you know what I'm saying? I got you. Back to the realness of it all, you know? Back to the truth, you know what I mean? I feel that. you know, kind of having fun for a little bit, but getting back to what it's about.
Right, right.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that definitely.
And again, as I'm speaking on this, y'all, this is more so past experiences that I'm speaking on. Because as far as right now, you know what I'm saying, I'm not eating no meat, you know what I'm saying? I'm not messing with none of that. But ooh, even though I did have some fish a couple of days ago.
Oh, good. I'm
Working with this Goshenite, just in general, but for sure working with this Goshenite, bro. Look, all truths gotta be expressed. But
God.
but for sure, like again, like as far as like the last few days and outside of that day, you know, like almost like a lot of like eating once a day type of vibes and making sure I'm drinking a lot of water, a lot of detoxing, and again dealing with emotional energies and being aware of emotions, making sure that I'm drinking a lot of dandelion root in connection with detoxifying the liver, you know, because again, yep, tapping in on that level, but I digress.
Yeah. So on the water. So I'm hearing water holds memory, and this is like pretty much a lot of key to keeping us in our wits. You know what I'm saying? The water, and I be sleeping on water, bro. I ain't gonna cap.
So as you said that, like I literally had that download, like, you know, the more water we drink, you know, it allows for the electrical synapses in the mind to like flow and connect more. Cause I thought about like, think about electricity and dryness, that'll cause a fire, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying, on some shit. So that in essence, that electrical surge from the neurons needs to be lubricated, you know what I'm saying? And in general, I just think about like the aspect of, man, we over 70% water. So it makes sense that I'm mostly intaking water more than anything else, you know what I'm saying? Because again, most of these things, especially artificial foods, it's like also realizing like I'm building my body with those, you know, with anything I eat, whether artificial or quote unquote real, you know what I'm saying? So for sure. And with the water too, I think about Dr. Emoto with the, you know, like making sure you talk to your water, like I love you, water. I'm grateful for everything I had, you know what I'm saying? Like talk to it, put it on a crystal, you know what I'm saying? Also amplifying that energy, but it's
you're good, and that's what you just made me now have to take this in account of being more drinking more water, because I wouldn't say, you know, I don't drink enough, but I don't have to drink more. I'm like a big dude. I feel like me drinking, how much I drink it's enough, but I have to keep it up. You know what I mean?
right.
Especially if you gas, you notice you're going to forget more things because that's your memory being ripped out of you.
Ginkgo biloba, a herb for memory.
Okay, I heard about that.
Ginkgo. Bro, because I on the slick side, like they don't say that, but Ginkgo biloba helps to strongly decalcify your pineal, but they won't give it credit they won't put those words in Ginkgo biloba in the same sentence. But I feel it and had that connection talking with it, and it's like, yeah, bro, you know, and it's kind of amplifying, like allowing for the blood to flow more freely in the brain.
That's what's up.
But
like ginseng.
Yeah, I heard ginseng, you know, because I do feel mentally sharp when I take like little ginseng shots and stuff. So I can't say that. Wait, no, is it ginseng? Yeah. Because all right, when you said ginseng for a moment, first thing that popped in my mind was ginger. And I'm like, not ginger. Like, no, ginger. I'm like, ginger more so for the stomach, you know. Matter of fact, and shout out to ginger too, because even down to just buying a little root of ginger and having, you know, take your little bite off it every now and then to move, like, bro, other than, matter of fact, other than the unhealthiness of tobacco, moving, you know what I'm saying, on some healthy vibes, that's one physical thing that as soon as I consume, a matter of fact, I look at a piece of ginger too hard, my stomach go to like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, like we're about to move some stuff and get, you know what I'm saying, like it allows for the digestive process to move along smoothly from the stomach to to the bowel movement shit, you know. So
I feel like just having it around you can kind of feel its potency, if you know what I mean. Like with ginger, you can just kind of like, you know what I mean? You feel it, the intensity, because you eat it, you know you just ate some ginger.
Right.
It's really tough, really, really, really tough. Like a ginger beer is the most hardest thing to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn.
It has that little strength to it. And you know what? I'm telling people like, yeah, chewing a piece of ginger like this, that simple. I'm from Louisiana, so that because another healthy aspect too is cayenne pepper. I didn't realize that. And I started to realize, like, damn, even with us not really knowing what's up, we still like got little things to kind of help us be aware. Cause I think about like in Louisiana, there's a lot of spicy food, so I mean a lot of cayenne. And cayenne pepper helps strongly with detoxifying the body, you know, and it does some other things as well. I just said it does some other things as well, because one thing I'm working on is doing my best to not, you know, quote little things unless I'm really remember reading the information. I don't speak on it, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I do remember is the detoxification aspect. But again, like seeing why we eat a lot of stuff with cayenne. But back to the ginger aspect, it does have that burn, but you know, it's a healthy burn, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
A good burn for you. Yeah. Speaking of burn, you ever heard of Sanaga drops?
Sanaga?
Yeah, Sanaga drops. These drops from the, I don't know if they come from the Amazon or the Peru, but these natural drops, they talk about the shaman do them to get like, you know, rituals, and then like the hunters use it. It opens you up to the universe, and it makes you be connected to your intuition, and changes your vision a little bit. But it's natural. It burns though, like you know, like
you put it in you drink it, or it's like some eye drops type of
eye drops.
I about to say I done had like a brand of eye drops that we used to use in high school that would burn like a motherfucker to excuse my diction, to clear the red eyes, but I never had but I never had the Sanaga drops. You know, you put me on something. Matter of fact, that's another note to take. Because again, as much as I'm a guest on the show, I'm also being a student right now. So
yeah, and you know it's funny because some told me to tell you that because I had to remind myself to order it because it's like it's not they don't want to say it's a psychedelic because it's if they say it's a psychedelic they're gonna tax them. You know what I'm saying? Right. Key, it connects you to that world within us on a deeper level, like. If you know what I mean.
I'm trying. Like, I know, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, like it's weird. It may not get you high, but you feel it. You know,
right.
It ain't no I'm drunk, but damn, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's kind of like somewhat like hape too. Hape is like a certain ceremonial tobacco that kind of aids in like tapping in on a meditative state, like and really, you know, getting centered and being able to reach that center place, but it's not like I'm high or like a necessarily euphoric feeling to that extent as much as it's just kind of allowing for you to tap in, you know, on that level. But
yeah, most definitely just opens to something that's already there. You know what I mean? It's already been there. It just opens that aspect up even more. You know, right. And I feel that Sanaga would do that, and it's like I heard some of them last a few days. You know, you drop them. And you could go through an experience that might take you a few days to get through. And it's like, it talks through you. Like the intuition tells you to go to these places, like mushrooms. How mushrooms talk to you. You go here, you go there, you get something out of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
The mushrooms tell you to go outside, you better go outside. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like how it talks to you. It's like, it's beautiful when you get that synergy, you know? It really is.
Right. It's funny you say you better go outside. I kind of think about one of my trips where the mushrooms did tell me to go outside. It's like, bro, go outside. And then too, showing me like the aspect of portal, like, you know, not say portal jumping, but like, you know, strike while the iron hot, you know, because I was like, damn, I was like, oh, because even again, like trips just amplifying, showing us how we experience things, how we either create new cycles or go through certain loops. You know, and I feel like it just kind of like puts like a microscope on like it turns a macro loop into a micro loop so you could really see it. So what usually takes a few days or a month to unfold could unfold in that one moment, or you know what I'm saying? And also kind of showing us like how time is in essence relative, you know, because I didn't have like DMT trips where it felt like I was on a journey like for eons, but I was only out for about, you know what I'm saying, 5, 6 hours, you know, and I say out, but you know, like in, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
for about 5 or 6 hours, but most definitely.
So it can get so what I pretty much saying, you say time is irrelative?
No,
Or
like time being relative in the sense of like, you know, I guess more so, and let me not use that terminology. Time being from a perspective of like how you perceiving it, or you know, because it
okay.
because say for instance, for one, you know, it doesn't really exist in that sense of it. I mean, we're choosing to tap into it in this realm, in that essence, but again, like now's the vibrate. Yeah, the sun is right here, but it's man-made to say that, oh, it's 12 o'clock right now, or it's 1 o'clock, you know.
Yeah.
It's just it's just the
It's
movement.
everywhere in a sense.
It's the movement in the cycles. It's not necessarily a thing called
Okay,
time, and
movement.
it's not nothing
Cycle.
to like, again, like it's no time is more so man-made from the word of it and how we look at it, like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's just the sun going up in the fall time. Again, like we more so if we was to pay attention to quote unquote time, it's the cycles through the seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, in fall, the sun works like this, and winter, it does this, or you know,
Right.
Orion's belt pops over the horizon in the summertime over here, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's more so the clock, or you know what I'm saying, if we
Yeah,
was,
and that's how we label it. We label it time.
you know, right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And I feel like I think time plays a big part of it all, but you could get a little screwed in it if you know what I mean. You can
Right,
get screwed up in the notion of time. If you
right.
if you believe me, if you can go beyond the concept that time is just here, you can get to a higher truth. But time can kind of get you in a loop,
Right,
if you know what I mean. But time is relevant to a certain extent.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It definitely is. Kind of like the things is relative to a certain extent until it's overbearing, you
Mhm.
know, till it's restricting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kind of like, oh, I gotta make it to this bus at this o'clock. Oh, that low key, it helped me out. But it's like, oh, but the over reliance and the overindulgence of time, if you know what I mean?
Right.
Because like some people be like, time's everything, and you know what I'm saying? And it's
Right.
like,
When I first started, because again, like having to deprogram and reprogram myself, once I started realize about paying attention to the now, I programmed all of my clocks to be on military time because I wasn't used to recognizing what 16 o'clock was or this and that. So I knew that if I did get into that habit of checking the time for nothing, still wouldn't know what time it was, you know what I'm saying? But like just constantly staying away because I realized that I'm like, what, like if I'm not going to meet somebody, like if me and so ain't say let's do a video at 3:30, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to be looking at no fucking time, you know what I'm saying? Like
oh
straight up.
God, that's hard. Yeah, I feel that. No, I feel that. Oh God, that's like kind of how I be. Kind of like looking at that motherfucker, like nigga, what you waiting on? You know what I'm saying? Like
All right.
I kind of peep myself doing that. No cap. I peep myself like, what you waiting on? Get it done. You know what I mean? In a
Right.
sense of like, what is it to be done? In a sense of like me looking at the time, but it's more so conditioning. You know, a little bit of condition. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
feel that though. I
Right.
do.
Like cause time also creates that vibe of like doing things as a means to an end instead of being fully present, you know.
Uh-huh.
Like so I definitely see that vibe come up too. Yeah.
And I be trying to get out of that with my meditations. I don't even want to time them. I just want to be able to, if the time go up, keep staying in that meditation, if you know what I mean, instead of just popping out, because it's like, there ain't no such thing as that timer going off. Nigga, stay in there, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's so I mean it's trusting in a being, bro. So true story. my meditation was a little bit like right before our video, and I'm like, nope. Literally what you talking about. I'm like, I ain't about to time that shit. The last thing I need to be doing right now is like, doing it from that perspective. So I'm like, I'm gonna just meditate, and I know my inner being gonna let me know when to get, when it's 5:30, and literally
Yeah.
like popped up. It was 5:30, 5:31, and I'm like, all right, and just seeing how it rolls from there. But because even again, like I remember, tapping into this information, but still working a job and having that balance of like, all right, I'm gonna make sure that I internally like, like, all right, I'm gonna wake up at such and such a clock, you know what I'm saying, without no alarm clock. Cause I realized too, like alarm clock was like on some like like
Annoying. I feel
type of I feel
that.
like a type of programming that just don't need to be in life in essence, or at least from that perspective. Like not just no, not when I have this ability to do it on my own, you know what I'm saying? Like, and again, as I'm saying it like that, not saying it from a bigger, you know what I'm saying? Constantly growing in all areas, but definitely realizing like, all right, there's something I could do without.
And it's always good to see that, because if there's something that you see that you really don't need, it's good to drop it, if you know what I mean. Because a lot of you all are better, you know what I mean, being real simple with what's around you. Like I don't want 50,000 same things if I only need one, if you know what I'm saying. It's always good to get light on your feet, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
And
right.
because that's energy holding all that in. Like it's crazy how people just like hoard a lot of money knowing damn well they can't use all of it, if you know what I mean. It smells like shit. If you just have all this money in this room and just have it piled up, it'll start smelling like shit. Just because like it
Right.
gotta get flowing, it's gonna rot. You know what I'm saying? Keep
It's
it
like
moving.
just like emotions, energy, emotion, bro. Like when it's stuck, matter of fact, it gets stuck in the liver. and tapping in on that level. So yeah, bro, it definitely gotta stay, with some type of flow. Cause even I done had situations again, like even if I saw some, indecisiveness pop up sometimes, I would allow for things. I'm like, all right, well, just take some action. Cause even if it was the quote unquote unaligned action, at least you'll get some clarity about it. You know what I'm saying? From
Yeah,
seeing, you know what I'm
about
saying?
what it's
But
about.
the last thing you want to do is just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? From that perspective of it, but
I feel that most definitely, like not knowing what to do.
right.
It's better to know what to do or not.
Yep, because literally like how much that terminology seems like a cliche terminology, like an idle mind is the devil's playground. It's like, nah, when we don't have no direction, you know what I'm saying, of what we're doing, then again, like something else is gonna try to come in to direct us, you know what I'm saying? So definitely staying aware again, the grounding aspect, because the grounding is roots and kind of keep you, like knowing what's going on inside of you. Cause I even realized that again, like not working with so much high vibrational crystals in moments where I need to be more grounded, cause again, like literally it's making me like a tree without no roots. And
Right.
when that air come through, or them thoughts come through, you know what I'm saying? And the roots not grounded, that tree topples
Oh
over way more
God.
easier, you know what I'm saying? Because also too, like even seeing with intuition and emotional intelligence, like is this coming from somewhere up here in essence, or is it coming from somewhere in here, you know what I'm saying? Or, like more centered or more in us, in that sense. And not saying like, oh, it's from the temporary body and that aspect of it, but just more so from, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always think of like that heart space. But,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I never look at it like that.
but
Oh God.
because again, like with an intuition, the feeling is like comes to us in the body, in that sense of it, like, whether it's through a certain feeling, or usually people say quote unquote gut feeling, but it's like a lot of the feeling too, do whatever it is more so again like felt by the body more than it's like a thought in essence. Because again, if it is a thought, not to say that again, like a thought can't express something that's aligned. Because again, like our higher self may speak to us in a voice, you know, and that seems like a thought, but it's really like, our inner self in that essence. But again, just seeing that strong connection with being grounded and not being too up in the high chakras more than you have in your ground, like seeing the balance in it, like, like the full cycle and full circle of it, not being too up there in one, not being too low in the other,
Yeah. Like, man, I'm the type of dude. I noticed this is something to do with my life. I noticed that I had to fix, but in my life of journeying, I always wanted the best stuff, the highest shit. If I smoke, nigga, give me the highest shit. If I got the crystals, I want the highest vibrating crystals. And I realized, like, from you saying this, and you've been on, this journey for a while, and I always told crystals that low key vibe high, and I always kind of forget to get the ones that break even, and you forget about that. Like, I be working on my heart chakra so much, and up, from the T up, I low key forget about my stability, and like I have to put more emphasis on it, like I do the other ones, because that awareness will give it a lot of help, if you know what I mean. But like you said, like when you get a thought, it do be like that. Like, I'll smoke the gas, and I already know myself. I know who I am. Well, let me get the gas back. I'm like, damn, I'm getting, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting hit in the head. I'm, rolling with it, but it's me. Like,
right.
It's beautiful because I know myself and I know how I get. So It's like, I notice if I get in there with a good set, I'm cool. But I notice, like, the more grounded I am, the better. It's when I'm so far in my head and I'm not grounded is when it gets like that. Right. You know what I mean?
Because basically what's happening is we're so psychically sensitive, and that's the air element. That's more so like that's gonna also be a lot of outside of our body. You know what I'm saying? So again, like it's like awareness of a whole lot of shit without being grounded to yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the recipe for being confused, in that essence, and having to see that for myself upon my growth, kind of goes back almost like to that, like again, like energy entity, but not like no thing of that nature, but like the possession aspect is like you so up there without being grounded and rooted in, you're again, like I'm in this vehicle for a certain experience in this lifetime, you know what I'm saying? And even again, outside of the vehicle, I feel like just being tapped into the heart, it has a connection to the bodysuit, strong in that essence. Like it's kind of like that centerpiece, but yeah, bro, it's like whenever I saw myself in my growth clinging to those super high vibrational crystals, it was like out. And then feeling all that shit, and then, oh man, like I'm feeling all this energy, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, bro, ground yourself so you could be grounded. That way, when you feel it, you still know it's you know what I'm saying? Because it's not that it goes away as much as it's like, again, with the high vibration, it's like you up there, but what's grounding you, you know what I'm saying? Like,
dang, I'm gonna be real. Like, now that I'm looking at my experience, I'm not type of dude that gotta reflect, and I'm looking at my crystal game.
Bro,
I'm looking at my crystal game like, bro, I only rock with crystals that get me my head up. Like, I'm working with amethyst, unakite, blue onyx, like clear quartz. Like, I've been working with crystals with my head, and I'm realizing, like, my higher vibrating crystals, like the ones that go up in your chakra, like it's been a rundown. You know what I mean? And I noticed it does play like a part because sometimes I get hematized, sometimes I get the grounded, but I got to be more on that because I noticed it can definitely help me. Like I got to take care of all the aspects within me. I can't have a favorite, if you know what I mean.
Right.
I be loving crystals. Like, If it was up to me, I get hella motivated, and they know that, and I have to watch out. I have to watch out because I'll get 40 grams of motivate, and now I'm starting to act different. Now I'm probably, you know what I mean? Like, it can get like that.
And again,
sometimes.
it's not to say that, again, like working with those crystals is unique to our growth, because hematite for me may be perfect for me and my growth as I'm establishing boundaries and being strong and stable, but may be unhealthy for you who are already strong and stable, and that's just gonna put some extra on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, crystal prescriptions are unique to certain people in certain moments. Like, there's no blanket statement of like, oh, Moldavite is the best or hematite is. Matter of fact, any blanket statements, it's like, nah.
Find what you like. Find what resonates.
Rose quartz, is a beautiful crystal. But if you haven't learned how to set boundaries and you just always like so open and don't know what's going on to, you know what I'm saying? Like, then that rose quartz ain't the best for you right now. You need to sit and work with a little hematite or a little something that's gonna ground, And for the person that's like super closed up or whatever, then yes, that rose quartz is extremely beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, like back to the manganese iron aspect, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a person already passive, they need a lot more iron in their diet. If they're already passive, are they too aggressive, then they need more manganese in their diet. You know what I'm saying? Not say need, but if they would like that balance, they would need to put it in there. Cause you don't need to do nothing but what you feel you need to.
Put in that balancing element. It's a balancing element that plays a key part with that, yin yang, teeter totter. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like what I'm getting from my experience, it's like this. From a guy that has a lot of premonitions, a lot of intuitions, a lot of dreams, a lot of downloads to do what he wants to do, it gets airy for a reason. And the fact that sometimes if people don't think like they can get their things done because they don't feel grounded enough. You have to feel grounded enough to put your dreams into action. And now that I'm seeing that,
right,
I see that. I kind of see what I got to work on. I got to be more grounded so I can put my work into action, because I've been grounded enough to get where I need to go. But this one I get, like, sometimes I be enhanced off other, you know what I'm saying? You be enhanced.
Bro, like, I'm listening.
Oh
God. I'm preparing a little red jasper hematite necklace for myself right now. I prescribe myself. I'm on my crystal prescription vibe right now, bro. I gotta whip up a little hematite chain, because again, for myself, especially when I see, because again, if I see I'm lacking the urge to like exercise, or be more active and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, hematite. And again, especially if I don't feel like I'm super like if I'm not focused, gotta bring the hematite in, you know what I'm saying, and tap in on that level. And again, because we're speaking about crystals, but also being aware, or at least being aware that if you don't tap in with the hematite as a helper, then know that we need to implement the energies that the hematite implement. You know what I'm saying? However, because again, we first and foremost, we are the crystal first and foremost, but these beautiful beings definitely are great helpers upon the journey. You know what I'm saying?
And that's good that you say that. It's always to let that be known, like, it's all within you. If you have the strength to do it, you got the strength to do it. Right, don't make it outside of yourself, because you're gonna make it very difficult. Always looking for someone to protect you, but like knowing it's you got power to you in a sense, because that's activating higher truth. You don't need nothing, if you know what I mean. In a sense of like not going towards you, like running as a crutch, like, God damn it, I need this, Kind of like being at ease with it. Okay, if I have it, when I have it, when I don't have it, I'm still me. I'm still gonna do my best, coming up with that energy.
Because even that's a subconscious programming, like I have to have days where I wouldn't wear crystals, and then what would be pretty cool is like having those days where I kind of, spirit got me really just strong in the subconscious of it, where I done stepped outside, did a few things, and then realized like, oh shit, I ain't put no crystals on today. and that worked
Yeah,
out, great. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. And it
bro,
was
again,
crazy. My bad. Keep it
no,
going.
continue. Nope. What you was gonna
Okay.
say?
I was gonna say, like, there'd be times where, like, consciously, I would forget my crystals, but I would still feel them linger. It's crazy. It's like, even if you're not with them, it's like, yeah, you know your mom is not at your house, but y'all like in the same city, you know your mom there, you feel your mom. You know what I mean? That's how I be with your crystals. Like they back at home thinking about you thinking of them. Y'all cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
To the point
right,
where you still got that communication, that bond is strong, that energetic bond is still with them. You know
right,
what I
right.
mean? And it's okay a test to let you know that they're still there. Can you still feel it? You know, it's like not necessarily you don't have to look at it as a test, but if you really want to test and see if you can feel them, they will always be there, if you know what I mean. Because I
Right,
noticed that. It's like, honey, I'm home. And
right.
wherever you said it, they're back at it. You know what I mean? Like you always
Now,
feel it in the back of your head, but when you're there, it's like, oh, it just shines the light again, you know?
the energy, yeah, the energy and connection is always there, whether they right physical with you or not. I mean, even down to the experience of feeling something right before it comes to you. You know what I'm saying? Like well, more so I think about like psychedelic experiences, or like I'll get little signs like like things almost getting like a shroom trip or whatever even before I get them, like to let me know like, all right, this is coming into my realm in some way, form, or fashion. And even down to like just having them, like necessarily not even really having to take the shrooms, as much as just having them in your presence also kind of amplifies that energy as well.
Oh, not even taking them. That's
I mean,
interesting.
and look, when I say that, that doesn't, yes, you could tap in on that level, but I'm just saying like the energy could be felt, of them, like where it won't be, so say for instance, it won't be the euphoric aspect of it, but you'll see your experience looking like how a shroom trip looks, even though you're not feeling it. So not necessarily like,
Right.
not like, oh, even though I never took them, but more so like the seeing aspect of them, you know what I'm saying, definitely be present.
Yeah. Kind of like getting a little dose of it while not feeling the whole thing.
Right. And more so, yeah, like seeing, like having that seeing from the physical perspective, so like I'm seeing like, all right, my loops or my cycles is being put on blast. So I know this is the the shroom essence, but yeah, it's not like when you take them and you really like, you not only seeing the cycles, but you see it, you
Yeah.
see it more, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah. I get what
nah.
you mean. Kind of like this, the having it around you, you kind of know it's doing its thing.
And in essence, that could be, the case. It could be like a subconscious vibe, but for me, it just feels like, just like how I brought up the mug word earlier and it being under your pillow and still helping. Some plants are so strong in that
Yeah, that's
sense
what I was
of it.
getting at. Yeah, inferring. Yep. That's exactly what I was saying. That like it's so powerful, you can get a little bit of it. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? A little bit of it rather than not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Right,
I
right.
feel that. You know what's crazy? It's weird with the shroom, man, but I feel like every strand with it
Hmm.
is so it's different with everybody, if you know what I mean. So
Hmm.
different. Like, but it's so unifying with the body, if you know what I mean. Like you would
Hmm.
go out of a trip and these different type of mushrooms, the specific thing that you got from it sticks. Download. Like some mushrooms are still with you today, if you know what I mean. There's been things that I went through, positive things,
Hmm.
where it felt uncomfortable, but it stuck with me to the point where it kind of made me who I am today, if you know what I mean.
Right,
And
right.
it's like the different strains and like it's hard to explain, if you know what I mean. Like with the golden teacher mushrooms, like
Hmm.
doing that, I had a different download. Like the penis envy, different type of trips I had,
Right.
things, you know what I mean? And I know this is different for everybody. Like, even if you did it again, it's not gonna hit the same. Just
Right,
because you
right,
got something else to learn is what I'm saying. Like you
right,
get downloads from it, like it puts you through these trials that aren't bad. It's just it could be perceived bad. It
right,
really
right, right,
could. Like, woo, you know what I mean? Like, damn, what just happened? You know, they get like that. Like
right,
it feel
right,
like you're dead sometimes. I was laying down in the room on my bed thinking I'm dead. I'm talking to myself like I'm dead. It's okay. You know, I'm dead. I'm floating around in this red little place on these shoes. I'm like, I'm dead. It's okay. You
right.
know,
Like,
I'm dead. Bye
I
bye,
think
mom.
because
You
because
know?
the DMT that I would take, was it was psilocin, so it's for ACO DMT, so it's close to mushroom the mushroom chemical structure. But like literally, I remember my trip where I died, like I died or transitioned in the sense of I had that experience fully, except for actually, because I'm here talking to you right now. But
Yeah.
definitely like where I was like, oh shit, like I done transition for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then realizing like, it is a part of that process in the sense of like DMT gets secreted whenever we transition or have near death experiences. So literally, and I took like a heroic dose, and that's my first time. So I literally didn't know, what was. I'm like, damn, because I could feel the energy of like, oh, like dang, and even to the point of like, because showing you too, like what a lot of things could bring you back, or like what you be clinging on to. And I think about like trying to figure out like, all right, am I still here, or is I'm in the astral plane? All right, let me call somebody who gonna like, well, I know like how they talk or whatever. It'll let me know if I'm here or not, you know. And I called my mom's, and again, like that whole experience was letting me know, like, all right, too, be aware of transmuting that attachment, because that's your attachment. You know what I'm saying? In this lifetime, or in it's like letting that attachment go a mom. So like that was dope too, just seeing that whole little experience. But again, it
Damn,
literally,
so that hit. So what I'm getting from that is letting you know, letting go of all attachments.
and yeah, well, basically anything that could hold us to
Yeah.
this realm. Yeah. So all attachments. Because I mean,
Damn.
put it like this, because you could still have an experience, without being attached to something. That don't mean like, all right, let go attachments to your mom mean to never talk to her again, as much as it means to just not be attached, like energetically, like,
Yeah,
uh
yeah, yeah. Like depending on it. That's like in without mommy, I'm nothing.
right, like an energetic, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like that type of.
Yeah, but like being grateful that she was there, and like it is what it is. Energy is good, but like depending on her, like where's mom? Without mom, I'm nothing. I'm coming
Right.
back for you, mom. That type of vibe.
That right,
I feel that. Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. I feel that. I was low key going through a little something, feeling my dog the other day. I wouldn't even say I wanted him to come back, but I low key felt him in my heart. One of my old dogs. It's crazy how he come up out of the blue. He
Mhm.
came lingered coming around, and it was like he letting me know that, bro, I'm with you forever. If you know what I'm saying, like
Mhm.
even if you left this plane, they're still around, popping up. They know who you is. You know what I'm saying? The people that went, the wise ones that keep going, they know that you around. If you know what I mean, like the ones that didn't get lost in transitioning.
Right, right,
If
right,
you know
right.
what I mean. Like they know who you are and they come around. I feel it. And like I notice if you have things that work with your heart, you can call to them. And like if
Mhm.
you want to cry and when you feel about something, let it out because those are like expressions from genuine truth. I notice like I be getting feelings from my mom. They're
Mhm.
not sad feelings, but they're feelings of love. And sometimes I gotta cry them out in my meditations. It's weird.
Right.
Like sometimes my meditations I cry and just show gratitude but my family, just bring them
Mhm.
up in my heart and just expressing love other than myself. And I
Right,
notice when I
right.
do that, I feel their energy. And it's amazing. Like it's like you can communicate with them again. You know what I mean?
Right, because that's an exercise, like an open the heart exercise. I know that I started doing. I would do it already, but coming across a book saying it, so for sure, confirmation on it. But it's like yeah, like finding moments to express unconditional love, and even to some people that have been very, very harmful towards, you know what I'm saying, to really help it, you know, to see how to unconditionally love, like unconditionally love a police officer or a KKK member, or you know what I'm saying. I'm just giving examples, and of course,
Yeah,
it's
it
with
really
growth,
challenges you.
right? It's with growth, because again, if you coming just into your growth, yeah, you're gonna find it very difficult to say, "Oh, I unconditionally love a kid," you know what I'm saying? But again, you know, just understanding that it helps to open, or should I say, helps to tap in with your heart purity and raise your vibration. You know what I'm saying? Because again, holding a grudge against somebody is only gonna, you know, it feels like, all right, me holding this grudge is harming them, but in essence, you know, it's harming ourselves, you know, in which again, and on a bigger level, harming, you know, like it's a harmful energy in general, you know what I'm saying, into the collective. You know, so
Yeah. Straight up, a lot of people don't know that. What you do to others comes back to yourself.
right,
It's like karma. Like karma's a bitch. It's a female. It's feminine. It feels
right,
what you're doing. That's what I say. It's
right,
a
right, right.
female. It feel. You know what I'm saying? It feel.
Matter of fact,
That's what I say to bitch. Shawty feel like it's that feminine aspect. It's, you know, it's feeling what you're doing, so it's gonna resonate, it's gonna pull to you, it's gonna reflect to you exactly. It's weird how they say it, but it's the truth. Yeah,
nah,
I do see the relevancy in that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Straight up.
right. It made me think about somebody even bringing up like Saturn being more like Mrs. Doubtfire, in the essence of being like a, you know, like a masculine but feminine energy, you know, because again, Saturn deals with the karma aspect. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. For sure.
Yeah, straight up. But hey man, you think this was good enough for the peeps? Cause I know, you know, it's 9. I know where you gotta be, you know what I mean? And I don't want to mess up
Well,
your.
I put it like this, bro. Like we always could continue working because I love to tap in, you know, again. So yeah, you know, it's about that moment for me right now, for sure. But
I'm good. This is perfect. Like I would love to get back in.
I was just about to say, but man, we'll schedule something another time. Like this ain't the last,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, yeah, I'm
God,
vibing
and I
with it, bro.
appreciate
So
that. And you know what's crazy? I just want to talk about how the power of the now, that how we had little notes, but as you can see, that everything was shine from the dark and it was perfect. Like, I loved how it was all coming together, you know, it was a perfect energy, you know what I mean? A harmonious energy.
you talking about like doing this video right now?
Yeah, the whole
Yeah,
thing.
bro. Cause even like was dope too. Like the whole time I made sure. Cause at first when we first started, I thought you were recording from there. But like just I'm practicing now to like just allow for myself to be, you know, like open in the sense of like the whole time I'm not say purposely doing it, but like not thinking about like, oh, I'm talking to somebody. Like the whole time looking at it like I'm just building with you. You know what I'm saying? Like to
Yeah.
give that, to allow for myself to be raw. And you know, because another thing I
Yeah.
realized
Oh
too,
my God.
you know,
That's what I feel that.
with certain programs and stuff, we could tap into like a pretentiousness or something like that. Cause that's something I realized like I would deal with, is like passive aggressive behavior or pretentiousness and stuff like that. And it's like, bro, look, just be yourself, you know, in every moment. Back to like doing my old videos, you know what I'm saying? And it aligns, but that's something that I was doing the whole time, was just like, bro, it's just me in the bedroom building, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Just being you. That straight up, I feel that. And this was, I love this video. Like, I'm gonna definitely I think I feel like everybody got where they needed from it, you know, from the basics, you know, from little things that were that, you know what I'm saying, how to change it. It did a lot of elaborations, you know what I mean?
right,
This
right,
was,
right.
I love it. This is a cool little seminar in the chat. You know what
Bro,
I mean? Like,
yeah, and again, like I'm definitely ready to do more. So yeah, bro. We definitely gonna connect with some more videos.
oh yeah, for sure. This is like a dream come true. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know this was a dream. This
Right.
was a big dream.
And you know, like that's another thing too, was cool, like in seeing that balance in like as I've been on my growth, like continuously progressing, but also allowing for people to see that, bro, like I'm on my experience just like you. Like I'm not like no mystified guru, or you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah.
somebody like, you know,
You just who you are. Don't get me
'cause-
wrong. Yeah, I feel that, but it's like it's the fact that it's crazy how things line up. This was actually a dream. Like I remember as a child, I used to always watch your videos. I always say, like I want to be either like I want to have an encounter with you and be able to grow because I can tell you there's somebody I can like you can learn something from, and you know what I'm saying. You can just tell by how it was
right,
coming at me. And like
right,
when I meet people that help me grow, I want to meet them. Like you have to meet your teachers in a sense because
right.
of gratitude. Because you only live if they're in this realm and they're alive. I feel like if you have a dream and you have to express something to them, give it to them. You know what I mean? Because like you never know where it could take them. You know what I mean? Because those are dreams come true. Dreams elevate you to a higher sense of self. You know what I mean? Because it's like it made me want to work on myself. That's why it's gratitude. Because it made me literally go within. Like people wasn't showing me to go within, none of that. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just gratitude. We're all our own deities, but it's always good to be grateful for what people bring to you.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Yes, sir.
because
Like,
it's a team thing. It ain't just me. You know, I understand it's more people out here that can help you, and you have to be grateful for that. You know, because it's kind of hard out here when people not trying to tell you the truth. You know, and you were a person that spoke the truth, but it's like, man, I gotta give back. I'm that type of person. When I feel it in my heart, I'm going towards it. Like my soul's like, you better go work towards this. And this was like, yeah, you better work towards this in a sense because this is something that's aligned with the higher path of everyone. You know what I mean? Like we brought a lot of people together today. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, this is a beautiful experience.
And most definitely too, I was gonna say is let me know. I don't know if what you're streaming it to, like whether YouTube or whatever, and I'll connect people on my end and let them know where to find it. You know, so.
Oh yeah. You know, E.G. Fisker guy. You know, that's straight up what it is. E.G. Fisker guy. You know.
Yes,
but you guys find Universal Frequencies on YouTube. Just straight up Universal Frequencies. You know, first one will pop up.
Right.
Very swell with it. You know what I mean? And I'm telling y'all got he has a little everything for everybody. And if you align with it, it's gonna be synchronized. Like it's gonna talk to you. Like you ain't even gotta look. You just gotta subscribe, go through your life, and then next you can know something gonna pop up. That's just how it goes. It's like it's weird. It's just how the game go, and that's just. It still happened to this day. Like I'll be going on YouTube and I still see videos I gotta click on. And it's gonna keep my spirit talking to me like, there's something that you can learn from this. You know what I'm saying? And I see it.
Look, and even again, like for myself, like, cause also not going so much external for myself as far as like realizing like, all right, a lot of the shit that I already talked about, like that I might be feeling like I'm brushing up on and other like you could get that from going look at your own old videos, you know what I'm saying? And not from a place of like trying to stay on my shit to not grow or progress, but more so seeing that tapping into this part of me is going to help remember some parts of me that I need to remember right now, you know what I'm saying? And so definitely a quote unquote time travel or dimensional travel, I would like to say, you know, as far as watching my own videos, because that's what it feels like. I'm like connecting with, you know, Universal from 2017 or Universal from 2016, and that Universal is teaching me something, you know what I'm saying, that Universal right now may have forgot a little bit or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you're constantly evolving through the years to the point where things are dropping and things are adding. You know what I mean? And I could definitely see you evaluating it and being like, okay, I can see this is more of this and this is less of that in a sense.
Right.
Just I do feel that. That just goes to show we gotta stay strong on our truths. And that just goes to show you we're establishing the internal truths that we have placed within ourselves and keeping a flame to it, if you know what I mean. Like
right.
It's always there, but like remembering. And that's is a good way to do that. It's a real good way to, go back to the truth of it all, because
Right,
that's still going back within rather than going outside, because it's all you. You remember.
Right. It's that perspective back. It's still, you know what I'm saying, coming from inside of me, because a lot of stuff I was rawly speaking on, like I was being a clear channel for a lot of stuff that I was expressing at certain moments in those days. So like, because even right now, it's like, of course, doing the inner work, sitting with myself, because another thing I've been doing is like, talking with the crystals more and doing more like of just sitting with self, asking a question, and then like sitting for a second and letting, see what comes up. So definitely like doing that type of work. And then if I'm going to pick up, the button and press something to go look at, I want to look at more of my video, you know what I'm saying, or something that aligns with reminding me of something that's necessary for my life.
Yeah. That's going to benefit you for your highest evolution. That's not going to throw you off. None too bad. I feel you.
Right.
And it's all about keeping yourself in alignment. Like keeping yourself to that truth, being devoted. Being devoted, constant consistency, persistence. You know what I'm saying? Just by the act alone, evaluating is just showing you keeping yourself in alignment. If you know what I mean. Rather than like going outside of yourself or like necessarily like sometimes we go see a crutch. It's like, I don't know, that's hard to explain. Like tarot, for example, we could use this as a crutch. And this is the truth card as we say this. The Hierophant card is the truth. Like when we lead outside of ourselves to the truth, and it ain't even from an inside source from the outside, it won't get us nowhere. Like sometimes tarot could do that to us, if you know what I mean. Like,
right. It's just like we're not trying to depend again so much on the external expression of source, as much as the internal, because that's where it start off first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's where the magic begins. And I noticed it's very clear once you stay in it. When the more you're in it, the more easier it is. The more you're not in it, the more you don't know. And that's what people need to know off the rip.
Yeah. Man, repeat that again. Shit, man, say that again.
See, the more times you're in it, the more you get used to it. The less times you're in it, the more it's more like weird and unknown. You're kind of not. I always say you're scared, or you're iffy, you're antsy. You kind of want to get out of it because you don't know what's going to happen. You're on your seat, biting your nails. It's a touchy subject. It's the darkness. It's the unknown. I've been there. I get into these states where like. I know it's crazy you say it's gonna sound, but real quick, like there'd be times where I would meditate and I'll start seeing images and my heart started. I don't know what's going on, but it started pumping. And I start to see these images and I'll blindfold my eyes. Like I do this. This is how I meditate. I always close my eyes so I can see visuals. And when I see them, I'm gonna be real, my heart started pumping. He's like, oh shit, it's coming. It's coming.
Right.
And it's like, I be focused on my heart and I focus on the symbol. So it's like, the more you're in it, the more you're okay to see that. Because that was just new. That stuff just started happening. So it's like, whoa, they're letting me know I'm getting close, but I got to get used to that. I got to sit in that silence to be okay with it.
Tapping in more.
Yeah, and
making
I'm on
it more
it like,
habitual. We creatures are, within this realm or just in general, I feel like, I source energy though, because repetition with the subconscious, that's not just a human thing, that's a soul thing in that sense of it. So yeah, the repetition and the habitualness, and no coincidence, habitual also connects with habitat, like the habitat of what we create is from our habitual natures, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
You just hit it on the money. So like the subconscious has to do with even your soul.
Right.
Damn.
Wait, you said, say it again. Say it again. You said subconscious.
Subconscious has something to do with the soul, is what you're saying. Don't you just
yeah. Like it's be real with you, it's the strong essence of the soul. You know what I'm saying? Like again, to get into, and we ain't gonna say too long, but the aspect of Carl Jung with psychology and tapping into dreams, realizing again, like the dreams and the subconscious and the symbols and how that all correlate, and how again, like it would see like where a little girl could have a dream about some shit she ain't never saw before in a human experience, but it still be accurate, you know what I'm saying, to the truth, even though, you know, that person didn't physically go through it, you know, from that perspective. But yeah, the dream realm and the subconscious, or should I say subconscious dream, you know, is that's to me, that's like where it's at, you know. Like everything,
And that just goes,
everything that I look at on my growth always goes back to the subconscious, you know.
yeah, I feel that. And that just goes to show you, people, don't let your subconscious be at ease with just being open. We have to like kind of end it at that. Guard your mind in a loving way.
Right,
Like a loving mother, a feminine mother that kind of has a sensitive heart. Yeah. You're not just gonna take in everything and you're mindful about it, you know, but you love it. But you just don't want to take in everything because a lot of this shit you can't take in, you know? Straight up,
right.
But keep yourself loving and protect it and brainwash yourself. Brainwash yourself, you know what I mean, for success, because that's what we're here to do. And protect your aura. Get your crystals, work on yourself, cut your habits out, cut the old shit out. You know what I mean? You know the shit that gets you low, cut it out. You know what I mean? Straight up, because we're here to evolve, ascend, angles of light. And another thing, we got to go sideways. We can't go up. We got to go sideways, meaning that's angles. This is like, it's all different on how we see it. Like there's dimensions on the side of us and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like people think they got to go outside of them, but it's actually within them and more than anything, you know? And the key is to ascend within.
That's what came to me on one of my trips, like one of my DMT trips. Like the egoish aspect of my mind are literally the programming of like, oh, I'm outside of myself. I'm in space or something. And my inner voice literally came in quickly and was like, no, fool, you inside yourself. And more so specific, it was like I'm in the void of the toroidal field of my heart. So like, you know, like the torus field, I don't know if you're familiar with like a torus field, and in the middle of it, you know what I'm saying? Like almost like being in the middle of an atom, but again, like it being in the middle of the heart and it being like that no thing space. But again, like it was letting me know that I was inside myself and not somewhere out there. Because again, that's a whole nother trick too. That's what, you know, NASA and all that stuff exists for, is to super externalize, you know. Yeah, of course, in this experience, we see a moon in the sky, you know, but again, like I rather just know and tap into the fact that the moon energy exists within me as well. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a external reflection. It's not about going further out, but more in, you know.
Kind of like the moon and the sun, it's all within us.
Right.
The carbon and all that, the elements of it all is within us, you know? We're made up of it.
And again, that just goes with the parity of this experience in this world and not of it, you know, as we're tapping into our inner universe, you know what I'm saying? We're creating our external realm and then simultaneously experiencing it. And the key is to, like, when we're experiencing it, always remember that also we was the ones who created it, is what, you know what I'm saying? Because again, where the lostness could come in is where we're experiencing it, and then we feel like life is happening to us instead of us creating it. And that's what things, you know, get.
That's when you notice that your circumstances are taking care of you. Like they're you know what I'm saying? They're actually playing a bigger role than yourself in the power way of it. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Instead of you taking control of it, you know?
Say it again.
Like what you were saying is pretty much having a power within yourself and not put it outside, right?
Right. Yeah.
So like not letting the external like control the internal beingness, because like if you do that here, you're gonna have somebody do that on the other realm. I don't know if it's like that, but it's like I'm pretty sure to be enforcers. You know, especially if you're a lost soul, somebody gonna definitely try to bitch you.
Right.
Do your shit, like they own you. You know what I mean? I feel that because it's like prison. You know what I'm saying? Some people be on that, you know, and
right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's be all that out there, like, all right, you know what I mean? Some esoteric entities that be all that. some beans, you know what I mean? So it's good to protect yourself, man, yourself straight up, man, because it's so easy to not accept your beingness, like to
Right,
be a
right,
sheep, you know? And that's what we're trying to, I don't want to call nobody a sheep, but if you've been conforming to something
right,
outside of yourself, it's the whole key to go within and be the powerful person before
right,
you ascend. Because if you ain't fixed it now, you're not gonna fix it then until you have
right.
to keep fixing it,
Yeah,
until you
and
get it right.
honestly, it is literally like a party, in a sense of like going to higher dimension of things. Like, well, if you're not here, then you can't. Like, if you're still acting like a 17-year-old and you're not even allowed into the party, hence the cycling back into this realm. It's like, all right, you got to be ready to go into this realm. Because again, like what I always felt like is like, and it makes sense. It's like, bro, we all just flowing and shit, and then some energy come through and disrupt that. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a yeah, like you say, enforcers in a level to it, and it's almost like an algorithm. If energy, or if heart not light as a
Yeah,
feather,
I
you
know
know.
exactly what you're talking about. It's like, I know what you're talking about. You gotta like go against it to ascend. It's like it's trying to push it down, but that makes you go up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? Like the fact of the matter of it doing it makes you kind of fix it. If you know what I mean, ascend. Is that what you're getting at?
No, no. A matter of fact, it kind of made me. I was speaking on dang, because I was trying to keep up with what you were saying, so I didn't. Kind of forgot my lip, what I was
Okay,
saying that quick.
okay.
But and damn, it really just.
You know, you're talking about like how the enforcers were in there. You know what I'm saying? You say like you're partying and somebody comes in there and disrupt it.
Oh no, yeah, I'm saying like so. Just simply put, we're in the earthly plane, and to rise into this higher plane is just like a algorithm, or like this is like a club, that a new club that only lets a certain energy in. So in order
Right.
to get to that club, you have to let go of these energies, because it's an automatic no pass go if you're still holding on to these energies. So just simply put, because I don't know, because another thing to it, I don't want to be like, like agreeing or whatever if I don't really understand what you're saying, or
No. I got exactly what you meant. Like, and then like that was a different way. But what I was saying was like, we have enforcers on this reality that wants to control other souls. But how
Oh yeah.
you was hitting like a higher dimension. Like we both hit it at the same.
So yeah, we
You
talking
know,
about this. All right. Yep. Nah. Yeah. So and speaking, yep, the goddamn forces in this, reflection on that level. You know what I'm saying? Again, like with the jailhouse type of vibes, and like certain souls trying to, like again, like, oh, all right, I could do something with like straight up just jailhouse. You know what I'm saying? Like again, back to the direction. Like if you don't have no direction, somebody gonna come in and try to direct. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But
Oh
but
God. It's
but but
literally like
but,
that.
but for sure, like, and what I'm talking about though, in the high dimension, not necessarily speaking on enforcers as much as it's a enforcement of energy or algorithm. Again, like there's an enforcement that says, hey, like again, like an energy that's just like, all right, either if you're taller than this sign, you could come, you could ride the ride. If you're not, you can't. So it's not necessarily like, I'm not speaking to the aspect of a bunch of physical enforcers in that sense, in
Right.
as much as like again, like just the algorithm of your heart being light as a feather. If so, pass go. If not, repeat
Right.
lesson.
You have to be at that frequency to ascend in that place. If you're not, you're not gonna be there.
Right.
And to hear that, I hope that makes a nigga want to work more, because it's there's places that I really feel that I gotta go, and I know I wouldn't be here without it. You know, we're
Right.
not here to go down. We're going upper. If you know what I mean. That's why we're kind of on these paths right now, because we kind of know what's in front of us. We know how much shit we need. You know what I'm saying? Shit. We kind of know what's in store for a nigga.
Oh.
Oh, You know what I mean? That's why I'm going through all this right now, because like I know the discipline for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be the same type of person straight up. You gotta dance different, you gotta move different, you gotta be different, you know? And that's why we on the path right now type shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Hey, give it that love and be a more lighter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Straight up.
No, my brother, that's what it is, man, for sure. Bro, and looking at that vibe, you know, it's like you said, it's like with all that being said, you know, it's like, bro, definitely putting in that work, you know what I'm saying, and tapping in.
Mm-hmm. Because it's all about, you know, I mean, it's all about this place at the same time, but we know at the end of the day, it's transitioning. We know that's imminent, that's inevitable, that we're going there. Ascend. Like, the people that don't run away from it are some of the most strongest people, because they're gonna be devoted to get shit done to the point where when it happened, they're ready because they've been on it. They've accepted it. Once you accept it and not run away from it, every day is gonna be one of your strongest days, because eventually those people are gonna have a mindset where they're not gonna be out of alignment. They're kind of chiseled down to a truth where it's just kind of making them go wherever they need to go, you know?
Right. It's like clockwork. You don't even have to question.
Yeah. To get to a point of just being consistent, be persistent, going through the pain, getting it done. Like, sometimes it don't hurt. Yeah, so what? You know, like, kind of looking at the bigger picture of it all. We kind of have to.
Yeah, bro. It's like, if I gotta give up this or whatever to tap in with my soul, like, it's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Again, oh God, that's what I realized. Like, my angel showed me that. Because, like, it's crazy, but like how my laptop broke. Like, they was letting me know. Like, I'm sleeping night, and the littlest stuff happened. I just tap my feet, and next thing you know, my laptop breaks. I'm like, this is not a coincidence. This is low-key me to tap in. I'm not that shit. It was a beautiful moment, but it was like, they're for real. They're serious. They're not playing. They're like, if you don't get your shit right, nigga, you finna lose a lot of more shit, is what they're saying. I get the message. It's like, yeah, it's positive, but nigga, you better get on your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not playing with you no more, especially when they protect you. When you got protection right there.
Right.
And they're not playing with your shit. Like, nigga, you better get this shit done, because they're giving their time and energy protecting you, guiding you, and you ain't doing shit. Like, you about to lose some distraction, you know?
Because I even think about, you know, just shit. If I was protecting somebody and the motherfucker kept like, bro, I'm protecting you, keep going. It's like, all right, let me let your ass get a little burn a little bit to remind you, you know what I'm saying? Like, got some protectors out here for you, and to not take it for granted, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, understand, like, yeah, somebody putting in that work. And again, like, if it was my perspective, I would feel like, you know, a little butthurt too, to that extent of, you know, like, again, I'm constantly helping somebody who keeps self-sabotaging themselves, you know. So
yeah. And I felt that in the energy, like, as soon as it happened. It was like, get some work done. I'm like, damn it, they on my ass. It was a good, like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? Because I see the love they got for me, but then I seen the sternness. It's like a loving mom, like, boy, you're not getting no game until you get this work done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, instead of masters ain't playing. They ain't playing.
And bro, I'm grateful to whenever that moment has to come, nigga, sit that ass down and listen, for sure. Because that's a blessing to have that voice still there, no matter what, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, still hearing that voice, although you have seen yourself sabotage yourself, you know, I'm like, gratitude for that, bro. Definitely gratitude, man, for the inner guidance, ancestors on all levels, you know, constantly guiding and helping, you know, even through self-sabotage, so to speak, you know.
Yeah, straight up. They there with you. You know, they there with you, even when it feel like it ain't good. It's okay, the best shit that ever happened to you, if you know what I mean. Right. the connotations may be thrown off if you put it in your own frame of mind. But it'd be some of the best positive things that they get you in, like tower moments or whatever, because it forces you to go within, because that's the whole key. You wasn't going within on your own. We're gonna have to make you go within. That's the whole key, what they're trying to do. You know, it's the whole key, like going in your tomb again. If you're not doing that off your strength, something has to happen where you kind of get your shit fucked up, you know?
So right. To put you in a situation is the path of least resistance, you know, is whatever is best for your mind. Like in essence, like our inner guidance know, like, all right, I'm gonna take away this shit, and they gonna, you know what I'm saying? They gonna tap in.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that type of connection, because it kind of lets you know that you're not alone. People are really here to help you. Because if you look out here, there'll be some people that don't even look like they want to help you. But when you have a higher power, you really don't care about the people that, I mean, you love them, but you're not looking for that type of, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not on that energy. Like, I know who out here for me. You know, I know what I'm on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's always good to know they're there and that they're trying to help you. You know, they're always trying to give you messages and symbols, you know?
Right. Shout out again. I had that as an affirmation to those who showed me love when I was even, you know, when I wasn't showing love to myself in certain moments, you know. Like again, bro. I'm grateful to be alive, man. Matter of fact, my brother, I know I'm about to soon.
Hey, say it again.
I know. I was saying I'm grateful for that connection and for that awareness to, you know, to always be guided and protected on that level, you know. And then I was about to go into like, it's about that time for me to go.
Oh God, man, this is a beautiful experience I had with you, man. I'm grateful that you spent your time today. We probably had like 4 hours in. I'm grateful.
Man, look, you know, matter of fact, cause look, it ain't no first rodeo for sure. I know I done did like some little 4 hour, a lot of cases about 3-4 hour stints, you know. But again, like I like this experience though too, cause it teaches me a lot, and it allows for me to be in a vulnerable position of like, you know, that student energy, you know, in front of everybody, you know what I'm saying? Cause again, like, bro, I'm on my growth just as much as anybody else, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, like I'm not nobody guru. I'm not nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's always a great experience when I help to demystify that and to bring it into perspective, you know.
Yeah. On God. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Nah, man, most definitely. And again, well, we'll stay connected for sure, but
oh yeah. We most definitely gonna stay connected.
Because I feel like there's a part 2 to this video, even in essence, you know what I'm saying? So definitely.
Oh yeah. Oh God, like I don't even feel like I'm dumb, but I know like this. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely, you know what I'm saying, part 2. Oh right. God, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's Friday part 2. You know what I'm saying? Everything got a part 2 out here, man. Hey, you got the sign of the moon, 1 part, 2 parts. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Straight up.
Yes, sir.
You know? But hey, this is E.G. Fisker, guys, signing out. Universal Frequencies, yo.
Yep, man. Yo. Again, bro, like just tapping in with the inner intuition, you know, doing the inner work, you know what I'm saying? And again, as I speak to anybody, I'm always talking to myself because it's something that I'm constantly maintaining. You know, it's a maintenance. It's not like, oh, I did the work, now I'm done. It's constantly maintaining. So,
and that's the key, is to never stop. Don't stop.
It's a pleasure to rock with y'all, you know what I'm saying? You know, figuratively and literally cool to rock with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my brother, peace, man. Again, appreciate you having me on, my brother.
Yeah, appreciate you too, man. But we'll definitely keep it tuned, you know, definitely keep it tuned.
Nah.
You have a good one, man.
All right, my
you guys
brother.
have a good one too. Peace.
All right, peace. Let's see.